Everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. Today, we are back in the wonderful world, well, the not-so-wonderful world of Warhammer 40k. Let's see, hold on. Buddha Wolf in chat says, hey, quick question. To buy VOE using the referral link, do I just need to click the link right? No promo code or anything. That is correct. There's no promo code. You just click the link, it takes you to the store, buy whatever you want to get, buy whatever you want to buy, and it supports this channel. And I thank you for it. Appreciate that. Alright, last time we had finished a big fight and we had leveled up, and I had not yet actually done the level up. So, let's click on our main man here, put another point in Exemplar, and let's see, what do we want? Toughness is at 80. I guess we'll just do... I guess we do toughness. Okay, choose a common talent. Awesome, thank you, thank you! Let's see, arm piercing, one order. Let's see, whenever an enemy adjacent to the arbitrator fails a willpower resistance test the first time in a round, that enemy provokes an AOO from the arbitrator. If multiple enemies fail this test at the same time, attack opportunity is triggered against one of them randomly. Shotgun mastery. Combat master. It's rare that that becomes a thing, but it's something. Heavy weapon, grenadier. You know, I think I still have never used a grenade in this playthrough so far. Just saving them all up in case I need 1,000 grenades one day. Alright, I'll get that. Alright, Yearliet. Probably ballistic skill. Yep. And what else we got? Can use Drakari weapons. Heavy weapon, melee weapon specialist, plasma. Give her Drakari weapons, I guess. Once we get the whole team back together, I don't think I'm going to be using Yearliet much. Okay, Pascal. Weapon skill 75. I think everything he does is pretty much based on intelligence. So if that's an option, we'll get that. Okay, let's see. Steel the Forge while wearing heavy armor, blah, 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 blah. He doesn't have heavy armor. Or he can't wear heavy armor currently. Persistence of the Forge. Stacking 10% bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction against any target they hit with single target attack. Successful critical hits from single target attacks increase hit chance and dodge reduction by 20%. I do like stacking bonuses. Sure. I'll take that. Alright, J. Let's see, willpower, toughness, strength. She's got really high everything. Fellowship. And what do we got here? Ready to serve. When Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, the resolve is increased by 4 for 1 round. Don't know how much that's really going to help, though. Bonus to parry. Grenadier, instant retribution. Solid projectile weapon attacks gain 2 damage. Is a bolter a solid? I would think a bolter is a solid weapon, which is what she's currently using. Plus agility. Plus armor pen. Well, she's dead. Okay, we'll just get that. It's a minor boost, but we know it works on her. Okay. Let's see. Toughness 85. Agility, get her agility. Using a non-damaging ability on ally grants the ally a chance for rolling failed attack, skill test, or success. Bolter has its own weapon talent. Good morning, Mugchat. Hey, Crimson! See, Dance of Thorns. Okay, what do we got here? Shield Bash, no. Block. She's not blocking stuff. Could do Combat Master. There's +2 agility, more damage to enemies. Creature with Bloodblast or Bloodstain effect gains +1. Is there any bloods affected again? Open the veins. Ah, sure, why not? Okay, there we go. Alright, we've got a setup here. Let's hit quick save. So level ups are complete. And let's see where to go from here. So let's head back outside. I think we need to go back to the arena now. Alright. Yes. Vampy says, hey Muk, quick Guild 2 related question. Watch your guide about guilds. In the guild hall section, you mentioned there's 3 of them, one of them being Path of Fire, which you mentioned it's not completely usable by free-to-play players. What's not usable for them? I believe... Okay, so first of all, there is another guild hall now. They added another one in End of Dragons, which was since that video was released. However, the bar, I think you can go to the bar and you can get like a free buff that lasts forever until you go to the bar again and change it. And I think free-to-play players, last I checked, could not go to that bar and get the buff from Path of Fire if they don't own Path of Fire. Alright, quick save. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who are we missing right now? We didn't bring Cass. Oh, curse my memory. It's a guy. We had 3 guys and 3 gals. Right now we only have 2 guys, so we're missing 1 guy. It's not Solomorn, it's not Wersarian. It's not, or it's not Abelard.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Hinrix. We're missing Hinrix. That's who it was. The bad guy still has him. Good day, mate. Hi, Nintendo. Thirsters of woe! An exquisite strife awaits you. The bloodstained proselytes will face the sophisticated killers of the Cabal of the Poisonous Whisper, and the challengers who have already survived 1 fight in the arena will go up against fresh battle meat provided by the Cabal of the Wounded Skies. Okay. Snake things.
What a curious specimen.
I will revel in your
Okay. Alright. Shadow says, hey Muk, do you have a video that says which masteries should we prioritize unlocking? I do have a video on masteries. Do I have a command for that one? Hang on a sec. Exclamation masteries. I do. That's it right there. So that covers all the ones that were out up until that point. If you want to check that and see if that answers your question. Let's see.
This tedium is beneath me. You cannot force me, Elantak.
That one's gone.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Oh my gosh, she just lost over half her health. Awesome.
Step by step.
Move over here, taunt all that stuff.
Let's see. What if... Let a new note in discordant melody. A genius at work.
Ah, it dodged. Alright, Cabela.
The shadows will see it done. Trust me. My blade whispers your name.
Okay, she got a bunch of damage there.
You were marked for demise.
Alright, Jay's turn.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet.
Okay, Medicaid protocol.
Living on the edge. Am I can never cross a Kazbalican. Don't get too cocky.
Give Pascal another turn here.
The combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Okay, Bird takes 2 of them out. Yeah, I will add Shadow if you're still here. The biggest mastery in Guild Wars 2 that makes a noticeable difference across like the entire game, I think, is auto loot, which is in Central Tyria Masteries. It's under Pact Network or something like that. But just the ability to just vacuum up all the loot you find.
If it serves your cause, that is beneath me. I understand. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Let's see.
Check familiar. Activated. Beyond desire. Condemned.
Okay, that one's gone.
System shutdown is
Medical mechadendrite.
I must. Thank you. This tedium is beneath me. If I must not hear you moving, no more.
Alright, that one's done. Oh my gosh, there's one way up here. What the heck? Oh, there's 2 snipers up there. What? Into the portal. Oh, the portals lead to the snipers. Well done.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Schemes.
Apprehend that one.
What? No. What if?
That one dodged.
A wicked thought.
They got that one down.
Let's see.
Alright, Cabela.
A dance of blades and shadows. As on
Alright, so we've got her up by the sniper now.
an offering of blood.
Splat.
Unleash my fury.
Okay, Jay's turn.
I want a medal for that one. You've got a problem? I've got a prize.
My vow is to serve.
Ah, miss.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Messiah.
Did she take that one out? No, it says there's 3 enemies remaining. Oh, he just like moved back a step. Okay. There we go. Alright, that one's done.
This team favors the
A
swift.
waste of blood.
Running binary override. My competences are not that universal. The scriptural prognosis is
Ah, miss
favorable.
again.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols. Tech familiar.
Snake guy is tanky.
activated.
Really tanky.
Next time.
If it serves.
Not yet. Not by your...
Okay. I think the snake guy is the only one
I
remaining.
am not your Xenos pet monkey. If it's another soul slips beyond the veil.
Another wave. Abyss. Abyss runs his fingers along the edge of his blade. Your former captives. You have a chance to rectify the mistake that made you forfeit your Archon's favor. One of the witches lets out an acerbic laugh. I doubt Euremerus will change her mind, and Sinisthoria will surely not want to give up your new plaything. Marazhai glances at the witches, his eyes brimming with a sea of powerless rage. A moment later, he looks at you. His expression changes slightly, one eyebrow arching as if he is trying to make some agonizing decision. Oh, we told him earlier we would help him kill his enemies if he helped us kill ours. So he's basically saying, hey, you want to help me kill these guys? Look Marazhai in the eye. My offer still stands. Would you consider switching sides? Elantak, Yurliet chokes, unable to continue. Mukluk, did you take too many hits to the head? You're not going to... Are you? Kibble gasp in shock. How am I to protect you from Xenos if you welcome the vilest of them into your honored retinue? Foolish monkey! The former Dracon of the Reaving Tempest is the property of the cult, and only the succubi have the right to... The tormented expression in Marazhai's eyes vanishes, to be replaced with the malevolent resolve you have come to know. Your offer is accepted, monkey. What did you say, you arrogant wretch? So he turns and stabs one of his own people, and jumps over here.
Haha, let's see how to dismember you properly.
Okay. Let's put the tank up there. Put Cabela here. J. Servo skull. Hold on, I can't click on the servo skull. There we go. Let's see. Yurliet. After you know, hi Slam, hi Arcadia. Have you not found any rogues to trade where there are at least some Warhammers? There should be 40,000 of them in the game. God. 40,000
Slow and
Warhammers.
painful is the way.
Too bad I'm still standing.
We are the bane of lesser creatures.
I shall not fail.
Wait, did I use...
The shadows will
There we
see
go.
it done.
Death comes in silence.
And one of them parried.
My vengeance!
Try harder!
Marazhai getting rocked over there.
This tedium is beneath me. If I must, no weakness is hidden from my sight. If it serves your cause.
I'll tear your heart out for this.
Request approved.
Alright, put bait on him.
Blessed creations of the Omnisire.
Those two.
My vow is to serve.
Miss.
Setting target parameters for tech familiar units.
You the real pain.
The Omnisire knows all, comprehends all.
Muck's turn.
Schemes within
Endure.
schemes.
Dog attack. 16% chance to hit. What the heck? Okay. Forget that skill then.
Let's see. A genius at work.
Let me educate you.
Have you left Yulia to die this time? No, she's here this time. Looks like we might have Marzipan join us too if he survives this.
Let's see.
You've unleashed my fury.
Medicae signal. Let me read that again. 1 injury. Inflict unconscious allies. Okay. Alright.
Am I getting Jai Haydari? Remember the name.
Tech familiar activated.
You.
Running.
Okay, that one's done.
Not submit.
I hear you moving.
That one's
No
done.
more. If it serves ancestors, guide me.
For a fleshcrafter.
I can do that. With the
See
right
what is paid.
percentage.
Fuel the rage.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing. I will leave footprints of scarlet. As honor ordains, trust me. Death is a blessing.
That one's done. Two enemies left. There's that one and that one. This ender turn.
Don't you die on me.
Ah! They shot my dog. Come on.
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Setting target
Bird.
parameters for tech familiar unit.
Close.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Did Mike just kill Marzipan? The enemy did. I didn't.
Behold my artistry!
Let's see what happens.
What if... schemes within schemes?
Your mouse was over him when he exploded.
Let's see.
You will pay.
I'm looking to see if I accidentally hit him with something. I certainly didn't target him with anything. Bleeding does 6 damage to Marazhai. No, that was... No. When the enemy hit him earlier, they put dots on him, and he fell from bleeding. Hashtag, not my fault.
A genius at work. What if? A wicked thought.
Never cross a Kazbalik. Tell me, and it is done. You've got a problem, I've got a prize.
You call this a strike?
It was a well-timed mouse over? I guess so.
This tedium is beneath me. I deal death with my hands.
A finale as bloody as it is disappointing. The pathetic amateurs who were wrongfully proclaimed champions of the arena have been brought down to the hands of unworthy challengers. Impale the failures, glory to the victor. Impale the failures. Get out, Monkey, and tell Tervantius that he will pay for this insult. Marazhai shakes the blood off his blades and turns to you, battle fury still blazing in his eyes. A moment later, his lips twist into a smile. Well now, one can only marvel at the fickle turns of fate, rogue traitor. Yurliet raises her weapon, uncontained rage flashing in her eyes. I will do what the Alantok did not have the courage to do. Ah, cousin, you have inexplicably managed to earn the forgiveness of the one you betrayed and pushed into Kamarog's embrace, and now you intend to go against his will by killing me. Your lauded Asuryani restraint is failing you, much as it has before. Yurliet hesitates for a few moments and shrinks under the mocking gaze of the Drukhari. So, Monkey, Marazhai looks at you with a strange expression as if struggling to comprehend what just transpired. You really are intent on escaping from the chasm, aren't you? Bold ambitions for arena meat. I have no desire to die for spectators' amusement. I take it neither do you. Never. I will break out of this arena, avoid the cult's executioners, and make Urimaris and Narazhai pay for every moment of my humiliation. They will take us to the chasm now. Let us talk somewhere quiet. The Shrieker's Den will do. Yes, we have much to discuss. I will head there now. Do not make me wait.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Neuroagonizer. I don't think I've ever had him join my team before. Pretty sure my last playthrough, I just killed him. I didn't realize that he could even join the party. This portal switches 2 pieces of the Kamarog dimension into a phantasmagoric canvas of the surreal. Okay. I actually found out, I was watching a video on YouTube that was like, ranking all of the party members in Rogue Trader. And there were 3 I didn't even know about. And they're pretty well hidden. Like, you can't get them till the end of Act 4 in the game, and there's 5 acts, so even when you get them, there's not much gameplay left. But, like, one of them is, like, a Chaos Space Marine, and it's, like, you have to be, like, full maximum heretical to get him to join you. And I was just like, what? And he's like, super powerful, but also the writing is kind of bland, apparently. Like, no one even really comments on the fact that you bring a Chaos Space Marine on the ship. Iconoclast run killing Xenos, and Dogmatic run recruiting them is a little paradoxical. I can't really argue with you there. But did you notice it didn't say dogmatic to kill him? It just lets you do whatever you want there. It was like, yeah, that's fine. I actually don't even know his class. I know he likes running in with a sword, but that's it. So he could be like warrior, assassin. Probably not. No, he wouldn't be a blade dancer because he existed before blade dancers were added. Where is he? Marazhai Azirayaresh stares down at you from his formidable height, his head slightly tilted to one side. The lean, wiry Xenos is encased in black armor. Not even a sliver of a gap has been left between the tightly fitting plates, which bristle with mutely gleaming barbs and hooks. Set in a white face, striated with crimson tattoos, dark eyes devour you, burning with predatory, malevolent interest. I want to know what happened before you took me to Kamarog.
You want to know how and to what end I orchestrated
voice
all
acting.
of this? Ask your questions.
Why did you kidnap me?
When Irimaris ordered us to lay waste to the monkey settlements, Tazara and I encountered resistance. I have hunted your kin too long not to notice how well you in particular were fending off our attacks. The rout in Tazara's arena, the appearance at the plundered vessel. Your kind are usually powerless against us, but not on that occasion. I began to suspect that you could not have managed it without outside help. Help from our side. I began sending out spies and assassins. My eyes and ears infiltrated your vessel, your cities, and they discovered a trail that led back to one of your worlds. A trail that ended with a burned monkey, the source of the information about where and when my cabal was going to strike. A little trickery to draw you away from the planet. And I had your little informant in my grasp. How the information was reaching his agents, the burned monkey himself did not even know. But based on the units involved and other details, it was clear. No monkey in real space could have gathered such specifics about raid complements and objectives. No, it was inconceivable. The information was being fed to you by my own kind, and I knew who. Irimaris Aziriesh, Archon of the Reaving Tempest, my former mistress. A cowardly bitch who punishes anyone who threatens her grip on power. I knew that to win a war against her, I would need the support of the Reaving Tempest's patron, the Cabal of the Black Heart. So I allied with Nazrake, who presided over the trial. I promised him that Irimaris would be humiliated. I promised him evidence. A lowly monkey that would disgrace Irimaris in the eyes of the Archons. For that performance, I needed you.
You have spies aboard my ship?
Of course. If I'm not mistaken, you met the infiltrator yourself. A Cabalite who left a lava from Tervantius in one of the monkey. Or did you never work out the reason for the treachery during the raid on your ship so long ago now? Then there is no need for me to mention the sleeper agents hidden on your world.
Cabalite who left a larva from Tervantius in one of the Monkey. Who was that? What agreement did you make with Nazrake?
Overthrowing an Archon is far from easy, even one who has already tarnished her reputation. Every member of a Cabal has their supporters, and Irimaris is no exception. Nazrake promised me a sham trial in the Obsidian Court with a predetermined outcome. Irimaris should have been convicted and dethroned. I was supposed to take her place and turn the Reaving Tempest into a loyal vassal of the Black Heart. Nazrake was supposed to be the axe that fell on her neck. But it fell on mine instead. It was devious and worthy of praise, but why? A secret pact with Irimaris, or is there another reason? I will tear the answer from his throat along with his final breath. It must be said that Nazrake did not have to try very hard to turn the court against me. Not after the stunt you pulled before the assembled Archons.
With the stunt that I pulled, I mean, you guys tried to like drug me and get answers out of me, and I just resisted it. I don't know that I did anything too crazy there. The tribunal. What was that about? I was being tried by the Inquisitor, and Hinrix and Theodora were there. Why? I mean, we know that we were doped up on drugs. They weren't really there.
Who? I have no idea what you saw in your stupor. The homunculus's creature does not elicit specific images. It muddles your mind, forcing it to paint suitable pictures evoking confusion or fear. Neither Tervantius nor I care about fussy monkey rituals. The lava must have created a suitable environment for you. One in which you would be more willing to answer my questions in the Obsidian Court.
What were you and Tazara doing in my protectorate?
What do any of my kind do in real space? We were reaping. Kamara was clamoring for meat. The Dark City had suffered losses in the latest disjunction. We needed sources of sweet pain to prime its minds and bodies. When the Archon bade my cabal collect the harvest from the region, I did not suspect that it would turn into this game between you and me.
Let's see. Maybe everyone just give up already. Anyone who still stays on your ship is already a heretic too, or just doesn't care anymore. Lol. Cap says, you mind if I annoy you for a minute with yours too related bullcrap, or would you prefer me to fornicate off and come back tomorrow? No, go for it. Go. You can ask anything you want, Cap. You and Yeliad conspiring together. How did that come about?
Conspiring? No. There was no plot between us. She merely rushed to my bait. At first, I planned to use the one you trusted, the burned monkey with whom we had spent long hours awaiting your arrival. But my cousin was so swift. Afterward, she tracked down the monkey, killed him, and took the device that he had been using to contact me.
Wait, Skullander's dead? Last I heard, he was alive. Like, we saved him from getting tortured and sent him off with a med team.
She told me what she had seen in your chambers. A piece of her home, destroyed, twisted beyond recognition, reduced to a trophy on a wall. Yes, that was the breaking point for her. The final drop in a deep well of doubt, dispelling her naive trust of Monkey once and for all. And then she came seeking answers from her dark cousin. I did not ask her to hand you over to me. No, doing that would have made my poor cousin doubt herself even more than she was already. I simply told her where to seek out the traces of her craft world and the answers to her questions. A favor for a kinswoman, nothing more. And then I made ready for your arrival.
And then he set up the trap.
For the only way she would reach
the gas trap
was with you.
I cannot believe that Achilles betrayed humanity.
When a monkey is left alone with me and my art of pain, I plunge them into a deep well of suffering from which they will do anything to escape. Your kind have fragile souls. Your convictions and principles are a delusion that lends a mirage of meaning to your lives. Achilles and I had plenty of time alone together before your arrival. When he went out to meet you, he was already mine. I bought his loyalty with a promise to never touch his body or his mind ever again.
And what do you know about Iliad's craft world?
I know it exists. I know that my cabal found it, helpless and stationary, unable to protect its sons and daughters. I know that Iliad's kin began showing up as prisoners in the Reaving Tempest's spire, where they were fonts of exquisite, delightful pain. I spent too much time beyond the limits of our home to learn more than that. But that was enough to tempt Iliad with false hope.
Tell her the truth, now.
We've already had words. I have no reason to conceal the truth now. Iliad has outlived her usefulness to me. Watching her face as she learned the truth was priceless.
I gotta say, the voice actor for this guy is doing a phenomenal job. What were those creatures with you when you captured me? Those fell hunter looking things?
Mandrakes. A foul breed that lurks in the bowels of Camorra. Their ability to find paths through the shadows was put to good use. I promised them forbidden trophies from the Reaving Tempest's coffers once I am Archon.
He hesitates and then gestures to indicate that he has finished speaking. You made a promise to the mandrakes that you cannot keep. Are you afraid of retribution?
Let them come for what they're owed. They will regret it.
Despite his self-assured words, concern brings a furrow to Marazhai's brow. The theft of Rykad's son, was that your doing?
Did you not hear me when I answered you the first time? I do not like to repeat myself.
I don't think we talked about that topic.
Then what else do you need?
What happened to you after the trial?
I was handed over to the witch cult to do with as they wished. First, they made me fight the dregs in the arena, and then, once they had had their fill of my debasement, I was granted entry into the blood-stained proselytes.
What did you hope to gain by agreeing to become a proselyte?
The continuation of my existence. When I lost my standing, I became fair game for anyone tempted by the prospect of slaying a disgraced Cabalite. For vengeance or just for the pleasure of the kill. In Camorra, a lone Drakari is a target. My talents may be prodigious, but I held no illusions about my chances.
You did not find much favor among the witches, it seems.
You cannot hope to understand the intricacies of Camorra and how it is structured. We are all each other's allies and worst enemies here. Towers of strength and duplicitous traitors both. The cults have always been half a step below the cabals in the hierarchy. And the witches relished the chance to abuse someone who once looked down on them.
Okay, let's see. Captain Crabface at Guild Wars 2 a comment. He says, since the last patch, Heal Berserker no longer needs to enter Berserk whatsoever to upkeep all necessary boons, which is plus 90% stability and Aegis upkeep, while out healing extremely threatening aura. Without needing to upkeep Rage, Heal Berserker has lower APM and is more flexible than before, though still unable to upkeep Vigor. I ran my own test, but my expertise in support builds is lacking. Huh. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, it's... yeah, as you know, I don't main Warrior. The last time I tried Heal Berserker, one of my big complaints was the APM was through the roof. Like, I remember I said I thought it was viable, especially with Warrior Staff. But, yeah, it was very button-mashy at the time. That will do.
If our conversation is finished...
He impatiently clicks his fingers. When given the chance to join me, you took it readily. That surprised me.
I had no intention of ending my days playing the role of meat in the arena. And then you blithely offered me an alliance after what I'd done to you. Why?
I require help to escape from Kamarog.
So our interests align. For now.
Tell me about Kamarog. I kind of, like, I've never had this guy on the team before. I've always just killed him, so I've never seen any of this.
The Dark City is the bastion of the Drukhari, the most magnificent of all our strongholds. The Cabals, witch cults, and the Incubi inhabit the place, with swarms of scourges flying overhead and a myriad of misfits and horrors, including the covens of the homunculi wallowing underfoot. Which do you want to know about?
You are from a Drukhari Cabal, correct?
The Cabals are the foundation upon which rests the power of the one who rules Camorra, Asdrubal Vecht. Whether it is a mob of berserkers or an organized cartel, their essence is the same. An army of killers, ready to ravage entire worlds at the behest of their leaders. Or to rip out the throats of a neighboring cabal in a war declared by the Archons.
Let's see. Berserker APM is about 10% lower, and it now has one free utility slot, thank heavens, but still no supportive main hand, and still needs to weapon swap off cooldown Sag. Yeah, there's a lot of builds, support builds that have to weapon swap off cooldown, and I always dislike that, which I guess we agree on since you said Sag. It's kind of like the new Necromancer staff, right? The 5 button is stability for the team. Fantastic. But if you have to weapon swap off cooldown, then you don't have that stability on demand. You have it on demand 50% of the time. So I very much prefer when you just weapon swap when you need to, not as like part of the rotation. But some classes can afford to not do that, and some have to. I wish to know more about the witch coats.
What more do you need to know that you have not already beheld with your own eyes? They are the mistresses of the arenas, and they're the gladiators who feed the audience in their ravenous agony with exquisite spectacles. Cults often travel to real space on the Cabal's raids to revel in the pain and to capture fresh meat for their arenas.
And what are the Incubi orders?
The aloof Incubi. They dedicate their lives to the art of killing, so much so that they do not plot or chase after delicious torment. All their hatred and longing for suffering are channeled toward perfecting their skill.
And tell me about the Scourgers.
Winged Drukhari, who have chosen to go through an agonizing process to become such a monstrosity. They escort raiding ships and inflict the first strike on the enemy. In Camorra, these creatures huddled in flocks so that they do not fall victim to the more formidable of their kin.
And the homunculi covens?
Artists of the flesh who prefer to hide away in their laboratories and create nightmares from the materials their servants supply. Engines of pain, grotesques, racks, all are the fruits of their subtle craft.
That'll do. Let's see. That said, from my initial analysis, it appears that support Paragon might be a downgrade from Heel Zerker, which, to put it lightly, it worries me. Yeah, it's definitely going to be like a, what, you know, we'll have to see when we get to test it. It was in like, what, two or 3 weeks we'll get to test it out. Hopefully they fix that one bug that you caught that we were talking about on X. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully if they do make something that's just a downgrade in support, they're like, oh shoot, whoops, and then they make some tweaks to it. Anux in the Moon says, how are you liking this game? I have it, and I played it to Act 2, but since I just do not like mecha and guns, I stopped, but watching you is kind of giving me an itch to at least try it. I really enjoy it. I will add, if you don't really like guns and stuff, you can have a party that doesn't use them. Like, there's a whole line of melee stuff. There's the companion builds, like this robot dog. There's psychers, which are basically space wizards. The guns are an option, but not a requirement. Any thoughts on how we can escape this place?
On a mountain of bodies, bathing in our enemies' tears and blood. Do not deceive yourself by thinking we will escape this place alive without violence. I, for one, hope that there will be plenty of it. But there is one unfortunate detail. An Arabenian has stepped into your path. One of Kegarak's
Oh,
tribe,
the Harlequin?
who lurk in the tangle of the webway. I've heard them called Harlequins in your tongue. The one that appeared in the Obsidian Court is the most dangerous and unpredictable of all. I'm beginning to think that his visit is a sign that the events unfolding around us have not been left to chance. Perhaps they are the result of interference, at the behest of the highest authority. Do not keep me waiting too long. My weapon is tired of languishing in its sheath.
There he is. Warrior Assassin Exemplar. Not really surprised by the assassin thing. Alright. Fainting attack. Vice versa, armor which is at the end of the assassin's turn. Skip that. While bleeding, Marazhai gains additional armor. While bleeding, every kill he makes grants him stacking +5 bonus to weapon and ballistic skill. What? Huh. Hi, my Chat. Hi, Mr. Matty Man. Let's see. Professional acumen? Let's see, 45, 70... Demolition. That's the Lord Xenos. Let's see. Thanks to feedback. Yeah, I do remember Psychers are Wizard Source Mages, and there's melee, but since I play on hardest setting, the game I'll force you to go guns and range, but it's been a long time, so they might have changed a lot of things. Well, okay, so my first time playing through the game, I played it on the hardest setting. And I didn't really have an aversion to guns. Definitely don't feel like it was required, though. There's a lot of talents where it's like, every time you do a certain thing, you get like a stacking buff, and it stacks infinitely. Those are pretty crazy. Like, for example, there's a talent for the Navigator, Cassia. Every time she gets a kill, she gains 5 willpower, which is like more spell power. So if you just have her focus on the weaker targets in a fight, she ramps up really hard, and she's basically a wizard, right? There's... What else do we got? Jay, every time she gives someone an extra turn in range of her servo skull, the skull gets like stacking bonuses and keeps getting stronger. There's one for Yearlyet involving sniping. You wouldn't want that one because that's gun. Pascal has one for every time he attacks the same target repeatedly, he gets stacking bonuses. But anyway, that kind of thing would be what I would go for. And again, the Overseer class added to the game adds pet options. Like, you could have a character whose entire build is based around remote controlling the robot dog and have it attacking things, or the robot eagle. I say robot, but they're more like cyborgs. But yeah, I could definitely see you getting around without using the guns. Now, I often have someone, like at least one of my 6 people as a gun specialist, just for taking out like the enemy snipers that are sometimes like really far away. But it's not required. Assassin bonus damage. A sec. Let's get more movements always. Alright, toughness, strength, 45, do. Strength, I guess. Fellowship and willpower increased by 15. It will not die. More hit points. Dispatch. Till the end of combat, whenever the assassin hits an opening, they gain temp wounds. Let's do that. Alright, Exemplar. Where's the... Wait, what is this? Invincibility. Oh. Flesh wounds, basically regeneration. Let's get that. So, like, here's another thing. While bleeding, every kill you get gives you stacking of +5 to weapon skill. So, like, if you've got a fight and there's a big guy and little targets, have him focus on the little targets first, and by the time he gets to the big guy, he's going to be hitting like a truck because of the stacking bonuses. Like, these kind of things always make me perk up a bit, and I'm just like, oh, I want to get that. Anything where time is kind of working in my favor. Athletics. Aldari equipment. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces their dodge and dodge reduction by 10%. Stacks. Take that. Let's get agility. Aldari equipment might give us some interesting options. Okay. So this is him. So what's he start with? He starts with a two-handed clave, a one-hand venom blade, and a poison pistol. Incubus armor. Battle-scarred mantle. When the wearer ends their turn, they remove burning, bleeding toxin from all adjacent allies. Then the wearer inflicts 10 levels of bleeding on all adjacent enemies. That's kind of cool. Each melee attack performed by the wearer increases their armor by 8% until the start of the next turn. That reminds me of those Klingon swords from Star Trek. What do they call it? Like Bok-Teth or Bok-Leth, something like that? The Drakari guy joined you? Yep. Made a deal with the devil. When the wearer blocks, dodges, or parries an attack, momentum plus 10. No graphic for that because it doesn't fit him. If the wearer is an assassin and successfully dodges or parries an enemy attack, it automatically creates an additional opening on that enemy on the side closest to the wearer. That might be better for him than the one he's currently got. If the wearer kills an enemy or scores a critical hit, they get +5 lethality until end of combat. I don't know if that stacks, but we're gonna try it. Persuasion. If less than half health, every second attack is automatically dodged for 2 rounds. That's better than nothing. Batleth, I hate that I know that. Let's see. Oh, I missed some of the captain's messages. Let's see. Only thing Paragon appears to bring is more healing to plop on top of what already out-heals extremely threatening aura and a longer opening sequence. I hope I'm wrong, but just keep Chant of Action up, ignore remaining 2. It might be the go-to way of playing Para in PvE. And with a lack upkeep being tied to swapping between Chants, only thing I see for Paragon in the near future is disastrous adrenaline economy issues. I guess we'll see. Alright. So we still gotta save Hinrix, and now we got the evil guy on our team. Who made you deal with the devil, you or him? Ah ha 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 ha. They still not revealed the last 2 for NG and Revenant. Look, Denjay, I promise you, they didn't forget. They are right now frantically trying to make a spec for those 2 as hard as they can. What? The rising currents carry the smell of pain, blood, ichor, and failed ambitions. The smell of the dark city. With my wings flung open, oh wait, we're seeing this through the perspective of the bird guy. I weave a path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everyone else. Even I, Scourge Gartherid's Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of an inviolability around these parts. I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am the hunter. My homunculus modified olfactory receptors pick up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I approach it. The stench of Monkey is foul but varied, and the scent of my prey is quite telling. A powerful specimen, brash and reeking of the blood of others. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the nearest spire and provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation in a fraction of an instant. It is time. But I still decide to wait and get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, a pampered upper caste cub who is fed and equipped with the best their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently, the city which has not yet managed to leave a mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game which clings to life, the strongest and leaves the sweetest death essence. The reflexes urge the muscles to act. I act. The shard carbine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the street in bloody snow, the bodies of random passers-by caught in the fire falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls, but is still alive. I did not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can easily finish it off in the open. The prey... my awareness is very low. Summons companions to its aid. A mistake. I unleash a new fan of crystalline shards, and the flesh of the prey blossoms with new cuts from my projectiles. Anyone who tries to approach it will be killed by the brittle shrapnel. The prey should have run away, not given me more chances to cripple it. The prey is weak. The prey breaks into a run. Clever. By escaping into the open streets, the prey has deprived me of the advantage of my long-range weapon. But I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. The prey, toughness 92%, flees down the most predictable and straightforward route, hoping that its strength does not abandon it. Perhaps the body of my prey was modified, or it simply abounds with vigor. Even the heavy wounds inflicted by the first salvo cannot slow it down. I emit a frustrated shriek as I watch the path of my projectiles follow the prey without reaching its flesh. The hunt continues. The prey manages to elude me for a moment by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decided to do something different. When it is over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the highest spire so that it serves as a testament to my victory. Willpower test failed. It is frightened. The prey may have managed not to succumb to blind animal panic, but its jittery movements clearly reveal that the reason is being dampened by instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey... I am terrible at all three of these things. Turn some bystanders against me, 20% chance. Failed. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the alley that a monster is coming for their heads. Lies. I am only pursuing the prey. I am met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The few who survive the explosion fall to the ground in terror. The fear that the prey is planted in them is weaker than the fear that I evoke. The conclusion is drawing closer. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize that I have driven the prey into a dead end. It is time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles and should have worked by now. It will slow down the nervous system of my prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. However, carouse succeeded. I think I resisted the poison. But when I see the prey, I fail to discern any trace of the poison's effects. Could the prey be so strong its body has overcome my deadly battle toxin? The prey... ... Okay, one sec. Going by what one of the devs said, no one has guessed the Rev. Thank goodness, that means it's not Dervish. That makes me happy. Derv was not needed to share its build with others. I'm gonna bite a nade if NG new spec does give justice. Okay. Let's see. The prey... Athletics, 65%, is not where I expected it to be. Having climbed the ledge of a wall, it lunges at me and bellows. Success! The monkey's heavy body pins me to the ground. The joint of its lower limb crushes the jet booster like an eggshell. I break free from the grip and dash away with an angry shriek. Unpleasant weakness creeps up my spine. Something vital has been damaged. Everything will be over in moments. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt is being weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. I am unpleasantly surprised when I realize the prey is aware of my combat style. It covers the vulnerable spots I like to cut open with my monomolecular claws, but this knowledge will not save it from death. My embedded glands spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream, and my artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding from my forearms and knees, and the prey lets out a repulsive whistle. The monkey's four-legged servant sinks its metal teeth into the back of my head. They added a whole bit of writing here for being an Arbides, chat, because of my dog. The monkey's four-legged servant sinks its metal teeth into the back of my head, seeking to chew through my spine. My reinforced vertebrae crack. My vision begins to dim. I strike the mechanized creature, tossing it aside, and grab the prey by the neck. Its plaything has weakened my reflexes, and I will take pleasure in breaking the creature's legs later, but right now, the prey... Strength 100%. Banks on brute force, trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Success. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but has betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing, my body going floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. The prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me into the air, and snarls. It seems it wants to know why I attempted to kill it. But why, would I tell it if I could? About my petitioner, Kay Karos the Witch? About how insulted she was by the deaths of her fosterlings, the blood-stained proselytes, in the arena at the hands of my prey? She wanted, about how badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Tervantius, who had arranged that insult. I do not know, for my throat is crushed and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I am dying at the feet of my prey. No, at the feet of a monkey. A humiliating end for one who earned the status of Apex Hunter of Kamarog through torturous alterations of flesh and bloody pilgrimage to the very top of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. The chaotic burst of violence that bloodied the streets of Kamarog ends just as abruptly as it erupted. Such is life in the spires. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Looks like my main character is level 16. Warrior Archmilitant, Pascal Operative Grand Strategist, Abelard Warrior Vanguard, Cassia Officer Grand Strat, Argenta Soldier Bounty Hunter, and I made a Companion and Officer Master Tactician. So, now you do not have to do this, but some tips if you want them. You've got 2 people that are Grand Strategists. You only need 1 of those. The Grand Strategist always goes first, and they get to choose the big buff areas on the battlefields. They like draw those big squares on the ground. You've got Pascal and Cassia both as Grand Strategists. If you've got the DLCs, I'm currently using Pascal as the Overseer. So he's got the Cyber Eagle that's giving him backup. It's really nice. I have Cass as Grand Strategist on mine also. Abelard Warrior Vanguard is perfect. That's like super tanky. Argenta, you've got her as Soldier Bounty Hunter. I like her as Soldier Archmilitant. But that makes a lot of use of gun. And I don't know if you like that or not. Honestly, if you don't like using gun, you're probably going to put Argenta on the bench as soon as you get enough people to do so. Let's see, goods. Scourge's Adrenaline Glands. Okay. Set up here again. She's too good, though. She is. My first playthrough on hard mode with her as Archmilitant. So Archmilitant gets a stacking buff whenever you use an attack different from your previous one. And when I had her with a bolter, and when she would do single shot, that counted as a type of attack. And when she would do spray of shots, that counted. So I always would just do single shot spray, single shot spray, single shot spray, and her damage kept going up. So like on the final boss of the game, which I won't say what it is, her first attack did like 10 damage, and her last attack did like 1,000. Because it just keeps going up. And that's something that Archmilitant does. And again, it was just stacking bonuses. Like, just, but that was with gun. It was either bolter or heavy bolter. But Archmilitant does the stacking thing every time you'd use a different attack.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Alright, quick save. Let's see if he says anything. Tervantius rushes about the laboratory, snatching up certain tools, vials, and notes. He conceals some of these items inside his own body cavities and destroys the rest. I have done what you wanted. The homunculus glares at you and roars furiously. This isn't what I desired. Not to this extent. The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood, specimen. Your blood. One must be astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City to not realize this. The homunculus notices Marazhai. Draken Azaraish. After you went against the Archon of the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You show wretched incompetence by defying your masters. My presence offends you, I see. Good. Marazhai sneers and looks around. You've made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. Is this where you have kept the things that you dared not bring to the spire of the Reaving Tempest? It must be vexing, having to abandon it all as you flee the cult's wrath. One of the Tervantius' limbs twitches and strikes blindly. Only Marazhai's reflexes saves him from a fatal neck wound, but the homunculus makes no further attempts to attack. It seems to care more about his substances and instruments than the insufferable Kabbalite. Why do the witches desire my death? You humiliated them, Monkey. Kay Karos and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic Monkey? You are my lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. You should be careful what you wish for, Xenos. And it wasn't enough for you to just kill them, you enticed one of the bloodstained proselytes to join the Monkey's side. As the entire chasm watched. A slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, you decided to spit in its face as well. Oh, but there's more. I hope Kakarros and Sinisthoria are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinate have lost the Cabalite who was sentenced to death by Nazrakai himself. First they decided to play at charity by making me a proselyte, and now they let me slip through their fingers? Oh, I wish I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences? It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kakarros did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. So your original plan would have still had us dead, you self-dissected creep. I don't care about Kakarros. You promised to help me out of here. You hear mockery in Homunculus's voice. Forget the old promises, Monkey. This is war. My loyal servants are being slaughtered across the chasm. I cannot take any more specimens away with me, and the ones I've already packed are more valuable than you. Marazhai's face suddenly changes. His mocking grin tone, he fixes his gaze on the homunculus. Into the spire of the Reaving Tempest, to hide under the wing of Eurymeris, an Archon fallen into disgrace. What an imprudent choice. You should run away from her and her troubles unless you are somehow connected to her crime. Tervantius glares at Marazhai. You are not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now. And so unravel the rotten threads in the tapestry of fate. Alantok hears the true nature of the Dark Ones, a lie hidden behind sweet promises. Having learned from a cruel mistake, I foresaw this outcome. Yirliat, shut up! We're here because you betrayed us. Belated wisdom. So what's the plan? Hold on a sec. Alright, there you go. I will leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the Reaving Tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their scores under the eye of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die. Or go to the arena and try to kill Kakarros. Even if you succeed, you'll still die. The homunculus mutters furiously and haughtily. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last I can devote all of myself to it. Don't be such a coward. Let us face them here and kill them. All of them. The homunculus's anxious movements slow to a halt, but the mandibles of his face twitch nervously. An unnecessary risk. This is not a hasty retreat, merely a temporary change of workplace. He becomes so absorbed in his thoughts that he starts shearing off pieces of his own flesh with scissor-like claws. That staircase just came down. Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up the chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Kakarros, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I would be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinisthoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kakarros' fury. Do not return to the chasm, you will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. Since you're intent on fleeing, you might as well release my companions. Find the sarcophagus where Hinrix is being held. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. I have unlocked the containment sarcophagi for dangerous specimens. Go and inspect them. Some of your servants may still be alive, but do not allow them to use their abilities until I have left the anatomical opera. I have found some materials. Are they suitable for your new monster? The homunculus digs through the chunks of flesh with enthusiasm of a hungry vulture. Finally, he snaps. Good materials, good specimen. Bring me more. Malice's hide? The commissar's head? And Katano's pain inverter. Tervantius examines the bloodied body parts with lascivious interest. Then he rips an organ out of his own chest, adds it to the trophies, and hisses in satisfaction. An interesting composition, an unusual set of starting parameters that can be strengthened by an original mixture of essences. This will be a mighty beast. I will call it the Anguish Prospector. You have done well, specimen, and for that you will be rewarded. Gladiator mesh armor. Okay. Tervantius is silent for a few moments. To repay Kakaros for her treachery, I will send the Anguish Prospector to the arena. While the witches are preoccupied with ending your life, the Prospector will kill several of them. Regardless, it is too conspicuous for me to hide from the cult's huntresses. Let my creation perform the symphony of pain for which it was designed. Allow me to take the Space Marine. Hold out the bag of samples. It will do. Neuro Agonizer. So be it. You've earned a few minutes of my attention. The answer is still no. This particular monkey specimen has phenomenal parameters. I previously studied 2 other specimens of the same breed, but have yet to untangle their genetic secrets. He also performs well enough in the arena, I will not part with the last specimen. The loss of some monkey could never impede the work of a mind as great as yours. Perhaps the genetic subtype of all 3 specimens was defective, and this is the cause of my limited success. In that case, the loss of the specimen would not be significant. I recommend pain as a means of pacification, and you could take his armor. I found it entirely unintriguing. He hands you a bone key. Oh, yes! With a weary sigh, he turns away from you, his knife-like fingers making unnerving scraping. Okay, so Hinrix and the Astartes.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Alright, so... that's the thing that Cassia's in if you bring Cassia here, but I didn't. What is that? Spider's web. The spider's web? Okay. The torture device is locked and sealed. The thick walls of this container were clearly designed to hold something extremely dangerous. Wait, what? Where's Hinrix?
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
The dead Lacerax's hide and flesh have been burned to the bone. The mutilated bodies of the prisoners have fused together into a large pile that gives off a caustic smell of rot. Release the Chimera. Okay. There's a bunch of switches here. Wait, what? Where is Hinrix? The chute sends spent materials to the corpse dump. Materials such as you. You need to talk to one of the dudes. Execution Engine Master. The Drakari who is leaning over a body encased in a strange sarcophagus-like device turns around. The Xenos' face is covered by a mirrored mask and he is holding tools of some kind. They more closely resemble a torturer's implements than those of a chirurgeon. A guttural hiss comes from behind the mask. What do you want, cattle? Examine the body inside the sarcophagus. You instantly recognize the man who is pinned with hooks and bonds to the numerous needles sticking out of the bowels of the device. Despite the deathly pale, bloodless tone of his skin, interrogator Hinrix von Kalox is still alive, judging by his weakly rising and falling chest and his frantically wandering half-open eyes. His head is tightly encircled by a wide metallic band, blood is seeping from underneath it. The Drakari notices your interest and grabs his weapon. Get out, cattle. Coercion 85%. Step away from the contraption and I shall let you live. Failed. No! Who are you to order me around, cattle? Out! Or you will be the next one up for extraction after this monkey. Kill the Xenos. Let me just slowly get my shield out here. The body inside the sarcophagus is not moving. Hinrix appears to have no awareness of his surroundings, his clouded gaze directed at you. Hinrix, it's Mukluk, can you hear me? Hinrix moves ever so slightly. You get a good look at his eyes now. The pupils are constricted to the size of pinheads. He's blind. His bitten, bloodied lips begin to move. To the warp with you, beast. I've heard all this before. You won't trick me again. To the warp with me! A splendid idea, but I am taking you with me, or else Calcazar will have my head on a platter. What? He winces at your words. That monster couldn't have known the Lord Inquisitor's name. Which means, Mukluk, you're alive. Thank the Golden Throne. Find a way to get me out of this coffin. Now that I think about it, I'd rather leave you here. Bye. Why is that a choice? That's so mean. Yeah, I just wanted you to look me in the eyes before I dipped. Release Hinrix from the device. You cut the tubes, pull out the hooks and needles, and free Hinrix from the bonds. He almost falls out of the Drakari device, just managing to stay on his feet. He gestures feebly at his eyes. I can't see a thing. Give me a moment to ascertain what they've done to me. The air around him grows noticeably colder. Blasted, I can't sense my body. So he's trying to use biomancy right now. What happened to you after we were captured? They moved me multiple times from one place to another, but what those places were, I cannot say. I saw spires in the ocean of mist. I saw the bowels of a Drakari ship. I almost broke free once. Few things frighten the Xenos as much as warp powers. I was close. He shakes his head. One might consider my words heretical, but I would say it was only due to the homunculus who brought me here that I survived after falling in that struggle. From there, it was just this place, this coffin, and pain. Did they blind you? No. No, I don't think so. It is likely just my body reacting to extended bouts of pain. He chuckles bitterly. To think that I have forgotten what it's like to experience such basic impulses. As a biomancer, I can stifle my physical reactions. Perhaps that is why I was chosen for this device. Because I had distanced myself from the sensation of pain. And because of my stubbornness that forbade me from surrendering. You cannot sense your body. What does that mean exactly? If I knew, I wouldn't be pondering the question right now, Mukluk. I think... He pauses, seemingly listening to something. The circlet on my head wasn't inhibiting my abilities, it was turning them inward, binding them inside my body. They made me torture myself with warp energies. I was burning and mutilating my internal organs. Damn Xenos. He clenches his fists in fury and immediately winces from pain. Can you walk? We don't have much time. I can move, yes. Warp, take them. I feel like my nerves have been turned inside out and then sewn back like that. For the time being, I will have to suffer pain whenever I take a step until I recuperate. Now that I am free to use my powers again, it's entirely achievable. He barely manages to tear his hateful gaze away from the Drakari when he notices Yurliet standing next to him and lets out an agonized groan. Mukluk, you must be joking. So I have Yurliet and Marzipan with us, who are the two people responsible for us being down here. Why don't we talk about this later? He shakes his head as if chasing away an excruciating dream. Enough. Nothing I hear will reassure me. He looks in your direction and blinks his feeble eyes. We can go, but you will have to guide me for a little while. Alright. Do that. Okay, so... No. Let's level him up. Let's see, 40, 65... His lore Xenos is 100. Corrals... I've got higher corrals. Psi rating increased by 1 every time an ally uses a heroic act. When the Psyker uses a divination psychic power on an ally without an unnatural luck effect, they gain unnatural luck. When they would next suffer a crit, it becomes a normal hit instead, and the luck is removed. That's decent. I'm gonna get the psi rating thing. Alright, willpower without even looking. Critical hits scored by anyone within the Psyker's line of sight, including the Psyker themselves, increase the Psyker's critical hit damage by 1% until the end of combat stacks. At Muck, I would recommend bringing your Liet to the arena for story reasons. Oh, yeah? Sure. Okay. Alright.
In this tapestry of a
Also, we should be able to get the big man now.
The rogue thread.
Oh wait, we can loot the guy that we killed. Witch armor, mine scrambler grenades. Oh, that reminds me. Does Hinrix have his equipment on? I think so. 10, 13. Sort by type. Let's see all the stabs. Haven't tried out Emperor's Wrath yet, but I've been told it's really good. It's got the open book on it. I know I had a few Psyker things in here. What were they? Finish the job, plus logic, plus armor, coercion, Empyrean, lore warp. Toxic damage, combat tactics. First psychic power used in a round calculated as if psi rating were increased by 3, but it will always trigger psychic phenomena. Let's just summon demons. No big deal. At the start of every combat, the wearer's allies gain deflection equal to your psi rating. Whenever an ally suffers any damage and loses non-tip wounds, the effect is removed from that ally. Lord's Units by 10, Iconoclasts. After triggering a psychic phenomena, the wearer immediately restores 22 wounds and gains psi rating movement points. After triggering Perilous the Warp, they gain plus 1 AP. Better than nothing. Each time the wearer uses a minor psychic power, all allies affected by this gain 1 stack of thick luck. Allows them to reroll a failed attack, dodge, parry. That's really good. Let's put that on instead. Okay.
What lies beyond?
Okay. Talk to Ulfar. The red-haired giant does not stop singing. I need your help. He looks at you expectantly without stopping his chewing, but his expression shifts subtly, as if his affected crudeness of mind and manner has been replaced by focus and cunning. Dogmatic? Recite the warrior's litany. Even a heretic or a non-human can wet a profane blade in the blood of enemies, but a true warrior of humanity does not fight for gratification or trophies. He fights to carry out his will, for that is his duty and it is his blessing.
You speak well. I have heard these bookish words many times before, but this is the first time I have heard them spoken with such resolve.
And I stuttered too.
I see that you believe in them, that you live by them. I respect that. I will help you. Let no one say that I forgot my duty to the Allfather. It seems Tervantius is not as clever as he likes to appear if he's letting me out of the cage. The joke is on him. Good steel I have already. But if we are going hunting, I will need my wolf skin.
He rolls his huge shoulders and you hear his joints crack loudly. He lifts his battle knife from the floor decorated with scarlet runes. It seems to be his last surviving possession. Weighing it in his hand and wearing a skeptical frown.
What did you say your name was?
Throwing back his head, he lets out a bone-chilling howl, one that contains the deranged mirth of evil spirits dancing on an icy cliff. A predatory grin blooms on his face. Ulfar can join the party. Okay. We got a big boy now, chat. Got a big boy. Oof, he has got some level ups we gotta do. Oh my freaking god. Let's see. Arch Militant, huh? Dependable. Toughness is high, strength is high. Weapon and ballistic skill are pretty good. Is he confident? Gain confident approach effect till end of combat until this ability is used again or replaced by cautious. Gain dodge and parry reduction. Ignore 3% of enemy cover for every stack of versatility. Cautious. You gain dodge and parry for every stack. Wildfire. Wildfire. Wounded Beast. Every injury increases death rolls. Trauma. And he is covered for allies, yeah. Movement points. High carouse. High athletics. Same stats my main guy has. Reduce any effects. Preferred targets. When an Archmilitant or their ally uses a heroic act or desperate measure, he gains +1 and +10% damage on all attacks at the end of combat. Accustomed to glory? Sure. Ballistic skill. Already has it will not die. Nimble, 10% more dodge. Bonus crit damage. Bonus stats. That's till end of turn. What's this? Any ranged area or ranged burst attacks of the Archmilitant reduce the weapon skill of all enemies hit by 10 till end of combat. Does not stack. Archmilitant gains a stack of versatility whenever an ally grants the Archmilitant an extra turn. Alright. Weapon skill stuff. Alright, study superiority. Every attack. Until the end of combat, every attack grants stacking 2% bonus to critical hit chance. Ooh, give me that. Give me that stacking. Okay, always ready. Sure. Weapon skill, sure. Wounded Beast, other characters. Lifetime of Scars. Wish I could like lock in the level ups I've done so far and pause and go look at his inventory. I wanted to see something about his weapon. Minus dot damage taken, I guess. Cautious approach. Critical vulnerability. Weapon skill. Carouse. Guess we just won't find out who killed Theodora on this run. Wait, what? I remember. I know who done it. I don't know what you mean by that statement though. Like why would I not find? Why would what I'm doing right now trigger you to say that? Preferred targets. Dodge reduce, adaptability. Blood haze. Discipline. Sure. Strength. This is one of the boring ones. Let's see. Wounded Beast. Trusty weapons. Once per combat, when you would get stunned, blind, or immobilized, you don't. Sure. Because we're already in Cumro, coming up on the exact spot where you would find out who done it, and as far as I know, if you don't have the right character in your party, when you get to it, you never find out. I thought you find out when you would go to like some ice world with you know who. I don't remember that being in Kamarog, unless I'm just misremembering. Let me see, what does he start with? Astartes bolt pistol, Astartes combat knife. He's got an Astartes bolter as well. Wolfskin. Astartes power gloves. Wolf pelt cloak. As long as the wearer has done melee and ranged attacks this turn, every enemy in a 5-cell radius that is smaller than the wearer suffers perplexed. Power boots. Versatility, that's for you. See if there's anything here that would be useful for him. If the wearer is an overseer, use the archetype ability. No. Okay. Wanted to read something here. Alright, so for versatility, whenever you use an attack different from the previous, you get a stack of versatility. The attack types are single shot, melee, single target, or burst, area, melee, area ranged, or ranged burst. Okay. Yes, kick also. Make a melee attack with a kick doing 16 damage instead of weapon damage. Does not count toward attack limit per turn. Counts as a single melee attack for purpose of versatility. This attack cannot be parried and will push the target away. So you could kick them and then shoot them. Alright, Exemplar. This guy is a huge freaking target. So I want him to get the regeneration thing, if possible, first. Because this dude's much easier to hit. Let's see. Camaraderie. Demolition Engineer. Enough bullets for everyone. Fired up. Whenever the soldier deals damage, crit damage is increased by 1% to the end of combat. Hey, stacking. Let's get that. Carouse is fine. Adaptability. Flash fire. Using cautious approach also grants the militant temp wounds equal to 10% of the archmilitant's max wounds. The same happens at the start of every turn while you remain under this fight. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ballistic skill. Ah, finally, last one. Brutal Hunter. Wounded Beast. Okay. More bolts, armor piercing, I guess. Okay. Save. Okay. Alright. Anguish Prospector. So now I have to go back to the arena.
Save your jests about furred fleas and marked territory.
What if I try to talk to this guy now while Ulfar's out? Not really an option for that. Okay. Alright. The weird thing right now is I kind of got like 4 melee in the party. I got myself. Kibala, I like having her on the team. She's really good. And then we got Ulfar, who just joined, and we got Marzipan, who just joined. Very lopsided comp at the moment. To the pit. Wait, no, not to the... Wait, what's happening right now? So I'm hitting a cinematic, but my camera was at the other end of the level. So do I have to wait for it to slow pan all the way? What a great movie.
Annoyance.
Why am I in battle?
You're challenging me, Phil.
What happened? What the hell? I was looking somewhere else. What happened? Speedrun strats, I guess. Alright, her servo skulls count as cover. Well, alright, just strength does rending bonus to Marazhai, and he starts bleeding. While bleeding, he gains 3 resolve. Oh, let's see something. Alright, so he cuts himself and gets a whole bunch of bonuses, I guess.
Behold! Watch. It would be beneath me to even attempt it. With grace and malice. No. I will herd the prey. It is handled. Behold. What a useless plaything! Broken already!
Oh my god.
Don't distract me. I'm done playing with you. Behold.
Skitya! My Karamazai is strong!
Worthy.
Bella's like, oh, I know how to cut myself too.
Trust me.
Easy.
I bring mercy and retribution.
He parried that? That doesn't look like you parried. That does not look like you parried, friend.
The shadows will see it done.
Parry. Okay, she at least tapped him with something. Alright, Ulfar.
So shall it be. I have become the Allfather's
40, run and gun, which lets me shoot again.
See how the wolf's hand is done.
Wow.
Strike is ruin.
That's before he buffs up. I can still kick.
The wolf is on the hunt.
Killed him with his foot. Might as well reload. Got an extra AP. Oh my god, what was that? Who died? Not one of my people, apparently.
Oceans bleed.
Okay. This isn't gonna hit everyone, but we're too spread out.
Let's see to it.
Regen, warp speed,
But of course,
forewarning,
Lord Captain.
iron arm,
I
free
won't
heal.
object to it.
Emperor's Wrath. Never used this before.
Naturally.
Oh. Well, that just straight up killed one of them. Cabela dodges whatever that was. And we all dodge whatever that was. We all dodge whatever that was.
A maelstrom of madness!
Good dog.
War is my muse. Woe to you.
Is that your bird? Can I pet that bird? we do have friendly birds on the team.
Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow. Two are better than one. Watch my back. I can.
I'll return the pain tenfold.
Don't get Jai Haydari. Remember the name. I can do that with the right incentive.
Wait, what?
Give this
I just gave him a
task to
turn, but it doesn't let
someone
him...
lesser. So it shall be.
Kick. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's because something was in melee range of him, that's why.
Shall be.
Ah, double dodge, rip.
By claw and fang, the foe will be torn asunder.
Have you tried any Disciples games? I don't think so, no.
For the throne's glory. But of course, Lord Captain.
You've got a problem. I've got a prize.
Alright, Marazhai. Oh, you still got one in your face. Alright, hold on. Shift forward that.
What a useless
What?
plaything. Broken already? With grace and malice.
Cabela with her absurd
I shall
movement.
not fail. As the tenants demand. Trust me.
Splat! Parry that, you filthy casual!
Don't dishonor the wood with such tasks.
Trying to not blast 20 holes through the dog.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father. So I will carve runes
There we go.
out of your bones.
The already familiar baritone calls out to you from the shadows. The key unlocks a door that then will lead to one that only happenstance will free. Your chance I'll be, to me the bolts will cede. Your part comes next to break the bonds and flee. To you, the merchant vagabond, I bring the gift of providence, but will you look? At the sight of Marazhai, the Harlequin lets out a nasty chuckle. The trapper caught in snares of his own make. The plotting of your play was up to snuff, but Nazarkai rewrote the denouement. Decided in the darkness of the wings, amidst the somber spires and hunters' games, 'tis wise...
It's that time of the month already.
What's
Have
up?
some Bezos bucks, merchant vagabond.
Thank you, Mr. Matty Man. Harlequin Matty Man. Amidst the somber spires and hunters' games, 'tis wise to stop, and once you check your knives, for that which glittered in your hand before, you may now find a twinkling in your back. Marazhai is squirming with rage. He does not dare to unleash on the Harlequin here and now. He hisses through clenched teeth. All who have taken part in my downfall will be exterminated. And sooner than you thought, my merchant thief. Just like a drop of ink you fell upon, the page before this play's dramatic end, wherein your own kin's blood you will see shed, perform the lines required, and vengeance will descend upon the stage and play its part, and then away from spires on merchant's trail. Across the worlds a perilous road you'll tread, and death you will find there, or else a path, to remedy your second enemy. Marazhai digests the Harlequin's words in silence. At last, a shadow of the usual smirk flashes on his face. I hear you, Arabinian. You have helped me more than once already. I am listening. Both opening and warning is my boon. Your fate hangs by a thread, dawn breaking tight. But with a show of patience opportune, the merchant's certain death will turn to flight. You stride not into battle, but a snare of guile and strife and neatly woven net. Lust's mistress lifts her sword into the air, and baying for your blood her pack does set. So dance a ring around oblivion, await a sign from night's own melody. Catch sight of it and then make haste be gone. Once at one yawning mouth, one leap to set you free. Wait for a sign and run into some kind of mouth. Understood. The Xenos lays a finger over the mute lips of his mask and vanishes, as if to convey that your conversation is a great secret known only to the two of you. Hello there. Hey, Dennis. Okay. So, it was recommended to me to bring Yurliet into the next fight so that we get some more story stuff. So let me go back to the spot where we can change team comp. Who are we going to put on the bench for this?
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Okay. Wait. Shouldn't my injuries be healed when I walk in here? I thought this was like town. Oh shoot, what's all this? Combat shotgun, dueling sword, gladiator mesh, carapace, commander's nest. Whenever the wearer uses combat locust, the benefits of the target zone are multiplied by 4 instead of being doubled. Attendant boots, shard of bloodstone. Each time you dodge a melee attack, get 9% crit hit chance till the end of the next turn. Technically not in the next fight, but I don't know if you can change characters after. Basically, both the elves have story bets the next area after the arena. Hold on, where's a normal med kit? Oh, he doesn't have Medicae. I have to have someone else do it. Okay. Can we talk to McGruff here?
Let us raise our cups at Fatar, in honor of deeds accomplished and in expectation of those yet to come.
Why do you call me Ed Vater?
This is the name given on Fenris to a pack father, a commander or captain. An Ed Vater answers to a Jarl, the commander of a great company. Since you are the one who commands your crew, and I follow you at present, I am granting you the honored title of Ed Vater.
A fine addition to the list. Thank you for this honor.
Be worthy of it, and see that you do not disgrace this glorious rank.
This is the voice of the Space Marine character. I hate it. You hate it? No, it's so good. Why do you devour your enemies?
Why do you think?
The answer seems clear to you. The bloodthirsty warrior has simply gone mad in captivity. Come to think of it, he was probably slightly deranged even before he was taken prisoner. You're not being fed enough? Or you simply enjoy it?
If I wanted to sate my hunger, I would sooner swallow rocks than the meat of these lousy degenerates. These pathetic minions of the false gods. These heretical sacks of corruption and cowardice.
Ulfar's rumbling rises to a profanity-filled tirade in Fenrisian.
Do you know of the implant called the Omophagia? It is one of the blessings the All-Father granted to his Astartes. Nerve nodes that connect the stomach walls and the spinal cord allow me to absorb information from the genetic code of the flesh I consume. I have slain many Xenos and feasted on their flesh. My captors have watched me do it and taken glee in it, while I have been gathering information and planning my escape.
And how are you planning on getting out of here?
I have had a few thoughts on that score, but don't try to pry them out of me. When the time comes, I will share them with you.
Perception failed. It appears this warrior of the Emperor is blessed with brute strength, but is neither cunning nor ingenious. He is clumsily attempting to hide his total lack of strategy for escaping behind tantalizing evasions.
Fenris Hilda, et fatter.
Okay. Alright. I guess we'll do this for now. For the story. Don't know if I'll actually do it, but talking with him is giving me this slight urge to play Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters off stream again. That was the one that was basically XCOM with Space Marines. And they added some DLC since I last played it.
They will see.
That I have not played.
Yes, they all will see.
There was one type of character they added to the game that I had never seen before. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's like a combination of a Space Marine and a Tech Priest. Okay, I googled Space Marine Tech Priest, and this is the first image that came up. So, I don't know, I guess something like this. So it's like a Space Marine, but they have the extra mechanical arms on their back for Tech Priest, so they've got, like, you know, 6 weapons and stuff. And I was like, oh man, that's really cool. But there's, apparently they are playable characters in Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters after its first DLC. And I would love to play that and see more about those. Those are called Tech Marines. Gotcha. Yeah. So, I beat Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters, but haven't done the, haven't seen those yet. Homunculus Minion. An unfamiliar monster, even more terrifying than the previous one of the Homunculus' servants, bars your way. Its voice is as dry as death itself. Master Tervantius sent me. The Master wishes for you to send Kekaros on a swift journey to She Who Thirsts. Do not expect a fair fight. This is your execution. However, Kekaros is incapable of adequately assessing whatever she fails to comprehend, and therefore you stand a chance, albeit a negligible one. Should you survive, do not return here. The witches will seek revenge, which is why the Master has already left the chasm and found new patrons. He suggests you do the same, so says the Master. The monotony and accuracy with which the monster repeats Tervantius' words reminds you of the ways servitors communicate. So we've been thrown to the witches. Even if we survive the fight, we will not survive the retribution of the Dark City. I hope that Erebenian knows exactly how his play is going to end. So will you go to your master now? The master doesn't need me anymore. I'll go kill someone, get their pieces, and make myself stronger. Say nothing and turn away. You should play it on stream. I wouldn't mind, but it would be a massive time investment, and this second playthrough of Road Trader is already a massive time investment. So for the people that need a break from Warhammer 40k, I'd probably do something different after this. Thirsters, do you want to witness a great legend as ancient as Kamarog itself? I give it to you now. Behold the tale of Sir Lael the Exiled, the succubus dethroned. Sir Lael was a mighty warrior of her cult, renowned and deadly. Her dance of battle was an entrancing perfection of terror, but then a time came when an audience apprentice supplanted Sir Lael, turning her servants against her and drove her out of the Dark City. Okay. She wandered the Webway's savage wilds and slew scores of their terrible horrors as she fought for her life. In the legend, she slew them all to be pressed onward, but our story will be shorter. Kill.
I will make you beg for the final blow.
Hinrix can use... Wait, what? You should be able to use that as cover. Actually, I guess I want them closer together just for the initial buffing.
Is that all you've got?
Oh, that's the big beastie that we built at the Build-A-Beast workshop. Alright, Echo, regen everyone. Iron Arm everyone. Warp Speed everyone. Forewarning everyone. Resolve buff everyone. Free heal everyone.
Let's see to it.
And armor buff everyone.
Ah, a new note in discordant melody.
A pathetic attempt.
Oh dang, Marazhai just lost half his health.
My. It's time for them to run, my sweet.
Okay.
I won't object to it.
What? That didn't hit? Oh my gosh. That looked like that was gonna hit.
Don't distract me.
It is hand.
There we go.
Behold.
Parry. Okay.
Tell me.
So every other attack on these does 0 damage. So she always hits and her attacks don't hit that hard, so I can use her to trigger some of the zeros. Alright, Muck taunts both of these. Trying to move over here so that they can both easily reach him.
Let's see. What if... I won't sully myself with that.
0.
A genius at work.
70. Alright, Yearliet. So this one will actually take damage on the next hit.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. I understand.
Okay, and then a small hit.
If it's so, no weakness is hidden from my sight.
Okay, bleed on purpose for all your weird bonuses.
It is hen.
Make an opening.
What?
Big hit.
Bill.
Small hit. Does breakthrough work on this guy with the big hitbox? Yes, it does.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, can you not use it on the same target? Oh, it can only be used once per target. Whoops. What is this?
With grace
Elusive
and
shadow. Kick it in the face.
See, I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument! By the wolf's eye, perish! Cubs play. Wolves red. Feel the icy bite of
I cast gun, prepare to meet God.
Let's see to it. For the throne's glory.
A predictable downfall.
Let's see.
Two are better than one.
Move those
I
there.
know what I'm doing, usually. Am I getting Jai Haidari? Remember the name. Don't get too cocky.
Behold my artistry! A wicked thought.
162.
Let's see.
163.
Schemes.
Come on. There we go. Even the monsters of the obscure sectors of the webway feared her and fled out of sight. Cerleal's exile continued in solitude until a great faceless swordsman barred her way. He wished to test her. I have no idea what this guy's talking about right now. Snick! These snake guys always make me think of the snake guys with guns in XCOM. They just look way too similar. Do we still have all our buffs? Yes, we do. Okay, so this is considered part of the same... Okay, that works.
I approach the designated position. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. Ancestors, guide me!
You're a pet monkey.
This human is beneath me. I understand your intent.
The fame-hungry come. None can do better than a woman.
Oh my god, you shot my dog.
My strike is ruin. So I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument. Cubs play.
No, my dog.
Even I won't do that. Let's see. I'm powerless to act.
Dog revenge. But bested by Cyrlael's hand, the swordsman knelt and recognized her skill. He was no mere mortal, but the god's creation with respect for all things flawless. As a reward for her victory, he offered Cyrlael a gift, the way to a place where she could claim her vengeance. In a forgotten fragment of the webway, she found a lair guarded by an ancient beast of immeasurable flesh. Cyrlael delivered blow upon blow, and yet her strikes could not diminish the creature's body or mute its roar. You know, the two weird murder dog things that we fought a second ago, where they could only be hit on every other hit, you know, we freed one of them from a cage in the anatomical opera, and I'm not really sure what the consequences of that are. Ow. Liquefier gun. Alright, you come here. And then bleed. Alright, we still have all our buffs, so we're still technically in the same fight. Make an opening. Buff, damage, reckless strike. Buff your next attack, but the enemy gets to hit you back.
Don't distract me.
Alright. Taunted him.
A genius at work.
What does this do? No, I don't need that.
A wicked thought.
Shield bash, for what it's worth. Okay, his turn. Taunt works.
See what happens.
What? Why is it Marazhai's turn again?
Grace and malice. Watch.
Why did you just take so many hits? Also, ow.
It is.
Hang on a sec. What happened there? Marazhai used reckless strike. Alright. So, I hit him. I did 147 damage. Wait, melee superiority. So because there was 3 of us surrounding him, he did more attacks? Is that what happened? It just says, like, damage, damage, and damage.
With grace and malice.
Elusive shadow.
Let's see.
The beast of immeasurable flesh fell, for the infinitude of its being was no match for the needle of Cyrlael's focused will. She ran the beast through, pierced its heart, and ripped it free. That heart was the black crystal of Sekha, the bestower of power. It's murder theater. Think of it as professional wrestling, except the matches are more rigged. If the Revolute spec ends up being Quaggan, can I get a reward of 10 stacks of Ecto as a reward for being right? 10 stacks? That would, that's a lot. With Sekha in hand, Cyrlael returned to Kamarog and brought down those who had served and later betrayed her. She came to the threshold of her arena and sprouted the name of her apprentice, the one who had once dethroned her. And here her apprentice did. The succubus Sinistheria answered the challenge and descended the steps toward her. What if... Okay, stupid idea. What if the Revenant's new channel is the Pale Tree? She hasn't said a word in ages. And took Sekha, the bestower of power, from her cold hand.
What a curious specimen.
Agonist Pain Engine. Ray of Degradation. No, it's degrading me.
This will be a
Okay, so it pushed all of us back to spawn, but not the pets. So the dog and the skulls are still way out there.
I move swiftly to strike. I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If I must, I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
My bird! Okay, we got crazy movement with this guy.
I hunger for battle. So it shall be.
Wow! That was a lot of numbers. He dodged whatever that was.
None can do this better than a warrior. My hand is thunder. My strike is
Kick him in the face.
always reek of cowardice. See how the wolf succeeds.
Schemes
Dog.
within schemes.
Nice! Alright. Where is Mike right now? Okay, taunt those three.
Approaches.
Protect
A
on
wicked
self.
thought.
Meow.
A genius at work.
Okay, so I just used protect on me, which should have had the dog attack the thing nearest me, and it didn't attack it. Twice that turn. I used protect on myself twice, and neither time did it attack.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet.
If it serves your cause, no weakness is hidden from my
122.
sight.
Okay.
You pay for this in blood. A wicked thought. Your last stroke of luck.
I can do that.
A few more
with
hit
the right
points for
incentive.
that.
Tell me, whoa! I want a medal for that one.
Doing AoE regen again, just to get some buffs on the dog.
Naturally.
Actually, I'm just gonna do all the buffs again here, just to get them on people that don't have them.
My mastery is unsurpassed. You will pay for this with blood.
She felt so awful to use. Wait, hold on. How do I make Argenta not miss 90% of her shots? Maddington said improve her ballistic skill. I usually set her up to spray and pray. Uwe says, hey, Muck, did you trade a rogue already? I'm frantically looking for rogues to trade. Maddington says if she fires enough bolts, something bound to hit something. Charmonster said she just feels so awful to use. I feel like she's fine. And then when you get the... Sometime in early to mid game, there's a trinket called Blessed Bolter Casing, and it makes it to where you cannot miss single target bolter shots. I currently have it on Jay. That is really awesome. And then when you get her to become an Arch Militant, her second class, where she's like how I've got this guy built right now, where she just, every turn she does more damage, it gets stupid. Like, she was my hard carry. And again, I'm not exaggerating. When I was fighting the final boss of the game, which let's just say it's a big hit point bar, first turn she hit for like 6. The final turn she hit for like 1,000. She was just like ding 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 ding, and then just freaking murdered him. It just the ramp up was silly. I even said in my review, I was like, I don't know if this is a bad thing or not, but it's really strong.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. Ancestors guide me. Fortune favors the swift.
I look cute today. Hi, Oscar. Thank you. Haircut today? I got a haircut yesterday, yeah. Hopefully it's alright.
My instincts tell me to refuse. Come play. So
Oof. Lots of miss on that one. Reload. Run and gun. Alright, that one's done. And do this. And then kick him in the face! Oh, he dodged the kick.
So it shall be.
Alright, Muck's turn.
Let's see.
Make sure they're both taunted.
A wicked thought.
Dog.
You call this a strike?
Hey, thank you.
What if... schemes within the schemes.
Alright, Jay's turn. He's really low. Alright, she finishes him. Would like to get Jay's health higher. Like, just the way that I've got her set up, she, like, within combat, she's just like, you get extra turns, and then, like, the skulls thing is awesome, but then, like, her actual attacks... 22, and that's a crit, too. So it's, like, really low damage, but then it's a crit. I just realized, I don't think Marazhai's had a freaking turn yet.
Am I getting paid for this?
A genius at work.
Ah, they dodged that. Yearly ants.
If it serves your cause.
I'll return the pain tenfold.
How about no? 2 are better than 1.
Alright, Hinrix's turn.
I won't object to it.
5 damage. Alright.
For the throne.
Resolve and armor.
Do my bidding. Your turn.
Discharge.
The pain tenfold.
Now it's Marazhai's turn.
Not enough. Behold. With grace
Reckless
and
strike.
malice.
Big hit.
Behold.
And then elusive shadow. He hits pretty hard. He's not bad. I do think that
Don't distract me.
what's her name? Cabela hits harder though.
Perfect killing strike. With grace and malice.
I'll show you the real pain.
Does she have line of sight of that? Yeah, she does. All right.
This helium is beneath me, if it serves your cause.
I think she also gets a stacking damage whenever she shoots a weak point, which she's doing every single time I have her attack. Oh, also this. Whenever you do 5 or more direct damage to an enemy with a single attack, you gain lethality until end of combat stacks. That's because Kibble is a DLC character. I mean, what's his name? Solomorn's a DLC character. I don't feel the same with him. Now, granted, you can build characters in many ways. Maybe I just haven't built him in the OP way, but I don't feel the same with him. Dick.
Call my hand is thunder! My strike is ruin! I have become the Allfather's worthy instrument!
Let's see. Hold on, there's 3 enemies left, right? There's one there. There's one there. Oh, there's one right there. Okay.
Let's see.
Miss.
What if?
74. 90, nice. 154. Shield bash. Miss. Let's see. Blade Dancer Executioner is kind of busted. Even more so if you combo a Pyromancer. Feels like RBDs could be really good. Only did a few missions at the start of the campaign as one, but it feels very powerful to one-hand or two-handed shotgun. Yeah, he's got a whole line of traits for the shotguns, but I made mine as melee, so I haven't really experienced those.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs. You jest. Sure. Don't get me. I want a medal for that one. I can do that with the right incentive.
A genius at work. A wicked thought.
Wolves! Feel the icy bite of death! See how the wolf
So much gun. Oh my god, there's more? What the heck? With me, my merchant vagabond, make haste. I couldn't read the rest.
In this tapestry.
Hey there, awesome peeps. Muck, I'm looking forward to your first challenge mission in Diplomacy, not an option on Ultra Nightmare difficulty. Bro, I am barely surviving the second difficulty with chat integration. Chat's freaking dropping meteors on me, destroying half my base and stuff. I'll see what I can do. Alright, so we got a level up there. Breakthrough, I guess. Choose a skill. Athletics. Alright, J. The officer increases an ally's resolve by 5 until end of combat. If the ally is under voice of command, they will start the next turn with 1 additional action point. Break their ranks. Until the start of the officer's next turn, all melee attacks made by the target deal additional damage equal to 4, multiplied by the number of enemies adjacent to the target when the ability is used. If the target's under voice of command, they immediately make an attack of opportunity against an adjacent enemy, targeting the one with the lowest remaining wounds. Get back in the fight. Encourages an ally who immediately recovers from burning, bleeding, toxin, and stunned. Oh, let's get that. It's always annoying when someone gets knocked down and lose their whole turn. Plus 95 from Fellowship. Sure, tech use. Let's see, forceful strike. Sworn enemy. Xenos. It'd kind of be nice if there was another column on the screen and it showed your current skills so you could remember like what... You could just see all of this information without having to click through all of these. What do we got? Foreboding, create an area that lasts till the start of the Psyker's next turn. All allies in the area gain dodge. Prescience, target gains int, perception, fellowship, willpower to end of combat. That would be another big AoE buff. I would do that. And what do we got here? Xenos 110. Good Lord, Xenos. Alright. Space Marine! The next ranged attack made by the soldier does plus 130% damage. Is rapid fire... I wonder, is it like single target range or like spray ranged? Are they both ranged? Oh wait, it's ranged area. Okay, so use that before you do spray and pray. Alright. I'm probably not going to use any of these. Alright. Area effects mean things like melted weapons.
Those innards need take leave of their gut.
So burst fire is not area? Bummer. Try the strange drink.
Genius.
The drink scalds your throat and blossoms into a molten flower once it reaches your stomach. Your vision blurs slightly and your legs feel unsteady. Plus 12 experience. Oh, Pascal and Cabela came. The elegant red-haired Xenos takes a sip of her wine-like liquid and gives you an appraising and somewhat surprised look, then smiles and says to the Xenos standing next to her, "What's this? New playthings, no doubt, and here I thought the Reaving Tempest was intending to offer up your paltry cabal for our entertainment." The tattoo-covered Drukhari she's addressing, who is absent-mindedly sticking serrated needles into his own gums, scoffs in response. The poisonous whisper should learn to live up to their name, lest the cabal of the Wounded Skies live up to theirs and make you bleed upon the Dark City, you sharp-tongued pest. I expected something like this. At least we are no longer in the arena. There are far fewer Xenos here capable of opposing us. Marazhai turns his head, looking around the room and grinning in fiendish delight. This is one of the satellite towers of the main spire of the Reaving Tempest. What luck! Euremerus's throat is now that much closer to my claws. But first I have to deal with my sister's pathetic guests. A bestial growl comes from behind you. Did the jester bring me here to listen to these dung-ridden beasts practice their meager wits? These blathering Xenos are making me angry. I'll kill them. Ulfar, I wish to speak to them before you do what you intend to do. I've had enough talking with Xenos. Their words are thick with lies. Once you let them touch your ears, you become a puppet pulled by their strings. We will put them all to death in a whirling bloodstorm. That will be a deed to honor the Allfather. Persuasion 100%. So, which of you is worthy of getting the first taste of my pain, and which one will have to settle for scraps? You belong to the Wounded Skies. I will help you remember the name by burning it into your eyeballs. The wounded skies are always so hasty and eager to rush ahead. They fail to notice the daggers being shoved into their backs by more worthy aspirants who are offended by their witlessness. The red-haired Xenos gracefully places a hand on her weapon, and the male Drukhari mirrors her gesture. I see you have not wasted your time in the Dark City, and you have properly studied our way of thinking. Smirking contentedly, Marazhai places his hands on his blade grips. Ulfar throws back his head and lets out a terrifying howl filled with longing and the cold promise of a swift yet painful demise. The sound of it leaves no doubt in one's heart that bloodshed is now inevitable. You hear footsteps of Xenos coming from the terrace and their voices brimming with anticipation. Stop the reinforcements, bar the entrance. Alright, so Pascal and Cabela went up to hold the door, I guess.
Let's see how to dismember you properly.
The sound of frightened prey.
So we are surrounded, but we might have convinced some of them to fight each other, I'm not sure. Alright, Hinrix can use Ulfar for cover, start Muck there. This ain't gonna be pretty. Can't get everyone. Oh my god, why do we all take damage?
A born predator does not become prey.
Hold on. That happened.
If I must. I am...
Boom!
This tedium is beneath me.
Okay, now I'm really riled up.
My reckoning will be swift.
When Fenris is in battle, oceans flee.
Did I get a turn? I would like to buff.
I will tear your heart out for this.
Vengeance will be
Jesus.
swift. Do my bidding.
This is not gonna hit Yearly yet. It'll hit everyone else though. Here we heal.
I won't object to it. Naturally. Let's see to it.
Alright, lots of buffs.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Alright, Marazhai.
I will savor your delectable anguish. What a useless plaything. Broken already? It is handled. Behold. With grace and malice.
Alright, Ulfar. Kick this guy away.
My revenge will be delectable.
So it shall be. Cubs play. The wolf is on the hunt.
I think it's funny when I have Ulfar set up and Hinrix is behind him using him as cover, and then someone shoots at Ulfar and Ulfar dodges out of the way, and Hinrix is like, yo, WTF. That's basically how that fight started. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna move.
Let me educate you on the art of pain.
Schemes within schemes.
You've unleashed my fury.
Let's see. What beholds the wrath of madness?
For a flesh crafter.
A wicked thought.
Alright, Jay's turn.
My, it's time for them to run, my sweet.
Alright, Medicae thing. Get behind it.
You've got a problem there, cross Akazbalikan. Jai Haydari. Remember the name. I can do that with the right incentive.
I won't object to it.
Resolve.
Maelstrom of
Buff the doggo.
Let's see. A wicked thought.
Nice. I just picture Space Marines. Why did you not use dodge, Hinrix? I didn't know there was a human wall in the way. Yeah.
What if? A wicked thought.
Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Whoa! See, everybody just dodged that, which ruined the setup there.
Let me educate you beyond the veil.
Uh-oh.
For this affront.
You really got fighting a Japanese monster down there. We might get hit with an attack of opportunity here, but...
No, no, no! You can't be dead!
No, no, no!
Work for a flesh craft.
I'm really glad I took that dodge trade on everybody.
Scorn the pain. Let's see.
I'll return the pain tenfold.
Go on, beast.
Discharge.
Do my bidding. I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
Watch.
Nice. He takes 2 down. Could use charge just for like a bit of movement.
And why would I do that? Don't distract me.
Alright. Steady superiority.
The foe will be torn asunder.
Woo. Revel and Slaughter. Permanent bonuses.
Wolf succeeds. Wolves rage. Feel the icy bite. So shall
Reload.
it be. Cubs play.
Alright, Muck's turn. Let's move here and taunt this guy.
Smoking gunfire. Let's see. Ah, fate claims another one. Schemes within schemes.
Jay's turn.
Tell me. Whoa!
She can start working on that one in that hard to reach spot.
Commands are more pleasant.
Move this over here for cover.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Naturally.
Let the true master inflict the pain.
I won't object to it.
What was this one again? I guess default. No. Meh. Doubt that works on her. Yeah.
Ooh, another scar to my collection.
Lots more enemies showing up. They're sending a lot of dudes.
Let's see to it. Your turn.
Let me educate you.
For the throne's glory.
I'm not a vessel for pain. I am its master.
Calm down, Marzipan. Oh my goodness.
Oblivion approaches. Behold. It is handled. A euphoria of anguish. Unleashed my fury. What? I'm done playing with you. No.
Ah, that's fine.
Grace and manners.
See how the wolf succeeds. So it shall be.
Woo!
Thunder! My strike is ruin!
I cast foot in your face!
Wolves reign!
Let's see.
A work for a flesh crafter.
What if... a predictable downfall? A genius at work.
Jay's turn.
A moving target lives longer. Never cross a Kazbalican.
Tear your heart out for this.
Come, I will carve runes out of your bones!
What a
Am I
Reload.
getting paid for this?
We are day of lesser.
Dark Light Blast.
Naturally. But of course, Lord Captain.
Try harder! Don't distract me. I will herd the prey.
Splat. That one's done.
See how the wolf succeeds!
I hope this doesn't hit the dog.
None can do this better than a
Apparently it's not gonna hit anything.
Father. So shall it be.
Alright.
Let's see. Ah, another one is shattered.
Living on the edge.
One enemy remaining.
Don't get... Whoa! I want a medal for that one.
Give him cover.
Tell me, and it is done.
I won't object to it. Do my best.
I don't know... Oh, I was gonna try to discharge, but ran out of action points. Actually, finest hour on Hinrix. Give him lots of extra turns.
I'm done with this one.
But one was enough. You're staring into the eyes of an animal that enjoys killing. No, it does not enjoy, it just kills. Finding no joy or delight in doing so, it kills because that is its nature. The Emperor protects, warrior. From beneath the veneer of bloodthirsty indifference, something resembling a living emotion surfaces on the giant's face. You hear words breaking through the wall of bared teeth. For the Allfather. Ulfar's bristling, fiery hair lies flat once more, and the imprint of death vanishes from his gaze. The face of a wild beast gives way to a grimace of weariness, grief, and shame. Try to praise him? Warrior, you honorably dispatched the Emperor's enemies. Ulfar shakes his head morosely. It was not devotion to the Allfather that guided my hand, only the black malice of Wulfen. What kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost you your sanity? It is the breath of the frost that chills the bones. It is the lightless malice born of despair. The curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things and hate with too much heart. For too long have I been here. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches. A shameful fate for the Allfather's warrior, and shame is what scorches my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, that yet another Xenos had set me upon his foes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it, so my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. Blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human. A sweet temptation for a lone wolf. You have people to fight for. People who need you as you are. A warrior, not a beast. The Allfather, Russ, my brothers. I belong to them. I am their blade, and this blade will never break. I suggest we go and see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. Yes. Where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. Nocturne of Oblivion. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Eldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament. The darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels, black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way. To your imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. The accursed Jester, back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I'll rip out your useless tongue. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that it is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus were the same. At the top of the spire, they are all there. Help them, Erebenian. And help me. Take me away from here when it is all over. Soon. At the Farseer's words, Marazhai's face stiffens and he opens his mouth, but to no avail. The Drukhari appears to have lost the power of speech. Disdain you not will I with a refusal. Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave to me reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give into your worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. I remember the last time I played this, I learned the significance of the spirit stones, but in this moment, I can't recall. I know that every Eldari and maybe Drukhari also have a spirit stone, and it like has their soul in it or something, and they can be taken to another location after they die, but beyond that, I gotta fill in the blanks again. Cantratal, who chose the path of the seer. Muraran told me he disappeared as soon as the cataclysm befell Crudarok. Does this mean my kin are being held captive at the top of the Reaving Tempest spire? The truth is ready to reveal itself to me if I but stretch out my hand. Sparks of impatience flicker in Yurliet's gaze. She wants to talk to you, but she will not interrupt your exchange with the Harlequin. It stops their soul from going to Slaanesh. Are they able to be, like, reborn? Like, can they put the Spirit Stone in a new body or something? You dragged me here to save this Farseer? Is that it? You listen well, O pathless wanderer. Night's music's elite motif you have discovered, and title virtuoso you have earned. Oh, I'm a virtuoso. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes in his horned mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. Point at the dead Eldari. What was he doing here? I presume he was a valuable prisoner. The executioner lost interest and blithely tossed the toy despised aside, proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies. He let the rabble tear it into scraps, and tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with everyone extolling his largesse. What do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? They can put it in a robot-like form. Not a new Eldar body, but a Wraithbone-made armor. Okay, so that's kind of... So that's similar to the, what are they called? Is it Dreadnoughts? The Imperium of Man will sometimes put, like, injured soldiers or Astartes or something like that in giant robots. Which is also similar to Dragoons in StarCraft. Okay. Kamarog's ancient law was boldly spurned, and too despoiled were Crudarok's remains. The Tempest's mistress, spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest. And through the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame. The interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Kamarog waits, Kamarog tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief, a dancer makes strife poet, guileful knave. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes, when Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last a duties will perform, and then the first will move his exodus enact. When a Harlequin's voice fades, the silence is broken by a torrent of untranslatable but highly expressive Xenos profanities. Marazhai has regained the power of speech and is using it to curse someone's kin and progeny. Farseers! Euremerus brought a Syriani Farseers to the Dark City? You stupid, desperate shrew! If this news reaches the... Oh, but of course it has reached them already. You, Arbenian, you came to Kamarog to inform Vect of my sister's crimes and rescue her prisoners. The Harlequin makes a jester's bow. I am revealed, an intrigue curtain torn. The puppet master deigned to briefly let me be the crosspiece of his artistry. The tweaks and tugs the strings of her dance and death. To Tempest mistress vanish, I do say. I fashioned from your shackles a garrote. Your burning wrath, my thief, direct her way, and forth you'll see the fruits of vengeance brought. The accusations of consorting with Monk K are such a trifle compared to an attempt to bring about a disjunction. If only I had known it. Had Euremerus not managed to keep it secret from me. Marazhai shields his eyes, contemplating something. I wonder how many times Nazrakai cursed himself for not overthrowing Euremerus at the Obsidian Court when he had the chance. He had unknowingly spared the one his ruler had condemned. Hardly an excuse that will help him with his next meeting with Vect. What is so bad about Euremerus imprisoning the Farseers in the Spire? The webway in which Kamarog resides is fragile. A ripple of the veil can breach its boundaries and cause a disjunction, an incursion of Silent Thresh into the streets. Silent Thresh is Slanesh, I remember that. Each such occasion is an ordeal that weakens the Dark City, and those capable of piercing the veil are banned from the spires. Of course, they are madmen who try to exploit a disjunction, and then ensuing chaos to take down competitors and move up the food chain. It appears that Euremerus decided not to wait for an opportunity, but to make it happen herself. Silently turn from Marazhai to the Harlequin. Nocturne of Oblivion watches the raging Drukhari with obvious amusement, but his interest barely lasts a moment. The Xenos tilts his head, staring at Yirliet. The cradle's fragments smolder dimly there, where Tight has drawn the Tempest altogether. Dare you plunge your hand into the flame, and drag Truth's embers out into the light? Oh, Arbenian, you ask if I am too afraid to try to save the little that remains of my home? Now that the wind of hope fans the flame of the coming truth, the stone on Yirliet's chest flares crimson, a timid glow that goes out as soon as the Eldari touches her chest plate. Even if the fire of truth burns me from within, I will follow this path to the end. Alantak, the Arbenian love jest, but this is not one. Please, before it is too late, we must save the Farseers. Allow me to go with you to the spire, to that nest of depravity, to that haven of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Yirliet's voice wavers like a taut string, and her eyes are veiled with darkness. Here we go again, trusting the pointy-eared ones and saving Xenos. We don't learn from our mistakes, do we? Nah, of course not. Jay's plaintive groan is directed more at herself than you. Let's see. Chat. Yeah, but without the body being needed in the center of the dreadnought. The soul stone is just placed onto the waiting mech. I don't think it's a fate many people want, since the souls are supposed to be deposited in a place of eternal rest akin to mass grave. Dragoons are basically the legally distinct versions of what the Eldar do to their souls. They are called Wraith Constructs, and they come in 3 different sizes. So, the Wraith Construct, is the soul, like, still completely conscious and alert, and they're just piloting giant robot? Or is it more like a battery type of thing? After all the trouble Xenos have caused me, you are still asking for my help. Zyrliet tenses her lithe frame in an attempt to hold back the shudder of despair that rocks through her. I understand your doubts, Alontok, but I ask you to consider my request, and to do it not for my kin, for the Arbinian, or for anyone else, but for me. The Horned Mask tilts as the Harlequin observes the Monkey and the Outcast conversation with interest, but he does not make a sound. Why are you even interested in the fate of this dead Farseer and his fellows? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm enlisted in me the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not a home amidst dark walls, it yearns to sing, and I hearken long. Its elegy by name Oblivion, a cradle I'll bestow, where may this song forevermore resound in endless echo. Lore Xenos test failed. Wow. We had like a 90% chance of that. It seems the Xenos is trying to save the Farseers and their spirit stones at the behest of another, whose reasons are known only to them. All you have to guess now is if the laugh of jest unending that gave the Harlequin this mission is a living creature, a philosophical principle, or the figment of his deranged mind. I believe they are alive, but understanding that this undesired act is needed to save their race. So the stone holds the soul takes the place of the body in a dreadnought. Okay. How is all this connected to my escape? Strive up to where the thieving storm has built. I really don't enjoy talking to the Harlequin. I barely make sense of his crap. Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest plunder hordes are buried there, and captive riches, trophies all within. Amidst the cache, a gate to real space find, pass through to freedom, tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought, in steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift and get you gone. Bring my comrades who previously served the commissar from the chasm. The merchant wishes them another fate, a sudden turnabout, and curious, what path ought they to take? All ears am I. Although the Harlequin's mournful mask is absolutely still, you cannot shake the feeling that a nasty grin lurks behind it. This is a game, a test. You must choose your words carefully. Be careful, Alontok. Arabenian weigh each word with meticulous pedantry. If you do not take care, you will receive what you want, only turned inside out like the fabric of the void without any stars. Dogmatic. They are my instruments. Let them continue to serve me. You receive Xeno artifacts. A drum or harp or any instrument of Maestro's eye, it is the apple prize. I will ensure that yours sounds once again. From death I'll save your precious property. You acquire Xeno artifacts. Dogmatic +5. What the heck? Thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. Saying nothing, the Harlequin vanishes in a blue shimmer of air. The horned mass disappears last with vicious laughter drifting out beneath it. Hinrix stares for a few moments at the spot where Nocturne just stood. How much longer will we be playthings in the hands of damned Xenos? The torture, the arena, even this effortless escape, and the source of all these degrading ordeals is still alive. His eyes, burning with hate, shift to Zyrliet. Zyrliet looks at Hinrix with empty eyes and shivers slightly. The deluge of misfortune did not start with me, Monkey. It was your charge, Achilles. Do not speak his name! You sully the name of a servant of the throne by uttering it. Hinrix's voice has dropped to a rasping hiss. And stop trying my patience with your lies. Marazhai, who had been engrossed in his own thoughts, springs to life at the interrogator's frenzied words. He turns his head with snake-like grace and stares unblinkingly at Hinrix. Address Marazhai. Anything you want to say? Marazhai gives you a mocking look and turns back to Hinrix expectantly. Yearly laughs bitterly. You can kill me, torture me, grind to dust the very memory of my essence, but you cannot change what has transpired. The burnt monkey made a misstep. I killed the traitor. Enough, Xenos. Repeating the same thing over and over will not convince me of your ridiculous lies. The rogue trader takes you at your word. That is his vice and heresy, not mine. And until I have more solid proof of Achilles Scalander's treason than your prattle, I will not change my mind. Not now, not ever. Marazhai's scathing laugh seems to cut through the air. He was weeping when he begged me for death. Hinrix freezes. What? He slowly turns around and raises his gaze to the Drukhari. Did you say? No, he was squealing, like all cattle do at a slaughterhouse. Back on the ravaged world where I spent hours twisting his mind and spirit. Marazhai draws out the words, slowly advancing toward the interrogator. Your servant traded away the most terrible secrets for a reprieve from pain. Yours, Hinrix von Kalox, and those of your little monkey inquisition. Did I need them? No. What I wanted to know was beyond your servant's knowledge, but he still would not settle down, desperate to purchase my mercy. He kept mumbling incessantly, both about you, whom he feared so much, and his beloved mistress. Lichtenhart, wasn't it? Heinrich's face, twisted with hatred, turns whiter than snow. No. Okay, so I don't know who Lichtenhart is, but it's apparently an important name, and I think there's no way that Marzipan would know it if he's not telling the truth. So Hinrix is realizing he's telling the truth. Marazhai's eyes flash with pleasure at the looks of horror on Heinrich's face. Yes, Monkey. You wanted proof of how weak your kind is and how insignificant your servants are. The name of a Melina Lichtenhart. You, the poor singed beast. He tried so hard. He was so eager to please his new master, he sold out every one of you. Marazhai cocks his head as if straining to hear a distant sound, then grins carnivorously. Oh, Hinrix von Kalox, the shards of your naive illusions are slicing your soul so sweetly. So I guess it's worth a reminder that these guys somehow feed off pain. So right now he's causing emotional pain to Hinrix, and he's just like, Here is the proof you wanted, Hinrix. Hinrix looks at you with dead eyes, struggling to say something. Marazhai does not hide the contempt in his look aimed at the interrogator. You should have killed the burnt monkey immediately and not deluded yourself by putting faith in his strength and resilience. You monkey are clueless when it comes to the art of espionage and treason. I could teach you a thing or two if you asked nicely enough. He turns his gaze toward you. I am finished here. We may go. I was wondering if it was about to make me choose between, party members there, like one has to die to continue type of thing. There's a lot of loot in the room. At the end of the turn, the wearer gains a stack of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies they hit during their turn. I don't know what class uses tactical advantage, but I don't think I have it.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
That's Master Tactician. Okay. Oh my god, I can't click on the body! Victim. The bodies are mutilated and covered with countless marks left by blades and whips.
They will see.
To the
yes,
terrace.
Indeed. They all will see.
Quick save.
There, done.
There's Pascal. There's Gabella. The two pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare say anything. Xenos tests succeed. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design and certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Alantak. We do not need these pilots. Let's see. Hold on. Catching up here. The Dark Eldar try to stave off Slaanesh's influence differently than the Eldar. While Eldar bind their souls to stop them from going to the Chaos God, the Dark Eldar tend to fracture their souls and spread them out so they can't be claimed. They are also practicing various torture techniques to hide themselves. I'm pulling from hazy memory here, so I'm probably wrong about Dark Eldar. I just know they are messed up. Hey, MuklukChat. Hello, Mick Nudelchin. How you doing? I mean, I don't know that we've met a single good Xenos so far. Probably just kill these two. I mean, we can let them get away. Kill them both. You are surplus to requirements. No, wait, we will co-op. Blech. To the spire. Alright. The gargantuan spire is too large to see in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy, I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be split. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. Allfather, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. By the Golden Throne, we made it, and all in one piece. Not bad, but we can't relax just yet. We've still got a long way to go. The Spire of the Reaving Tempest, the seat of my cabal. Both a place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks. Marazhai tilts his head and glances at you. The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many eons. Euremerus kept it in case Vex noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one save for her and a certain other Cabalite knows where exactly in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you. How do you know how to unseal the gate? I find such deep trust between two Drakari too good to be true. Trust? How unreliable. No, I simply abducted and tortured the Cabalite who was privy to the secret. There is even a chance that Euremerus believed the story about the pathetic weakling running off. It's settled then. Let's get out of this hole. Marazhai grips his weapon. You cannot wait to leave Kamarog, and I cannot wait to pay my sister a visit. Rest assured she is somewhere nearby. I have a... Marazhai stops, searching for the right word. A desire. Before we leave the spire, there is something I want to pick up. Something memorable. I left it in the Cabal's abode. I do not wish it to fall into the hands of others when carrion eaters and looters flood the spire after we are gone. There could be something in it for you. He lets the last words hang in the air. Fine. Just point to me where this property of yours is. Of course. First we need to find my raider. Most likely at the end of the dock outside the spire. Let's go to the end of the terrace before we enter the spire. Alantak. Yurliet touches the glowing stone on her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Kruderok are still there. I can sense it, as I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Please, while there is still time, we must save them. Let me accompany you into that nest of depravity, that domain of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Yurliet's voice is trembling like a taut string and her eyes are clouded with darkness. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside, and I do not know what frightens me more. The grim answers that hide behind the spire's walls, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Get out. We might look for them or we might not. I will not promise you anything. Then I will go alone. Her voice is calm and quiet, without any hint of plea or reproach. All you can hear is unshakable resolve. Only after I have found the germ of truth will the spire's dark halls will we reunite. I wish I could say never mind. Huh. I can't, okay. If you leave now, there will be no way back for you. I can't tell if this is saying, if you leave, you're not welcome back, or if it's just like a warning. Like, I still want to do her side thing. Okay, well, hopefully I can find her. Well, crap. I feel like I took a wrong turn. Alright, I won't stop you. Try to avoid dying before our next meeting, Alontok. Tossing her fiery red hair as she turns, Yurliat rushes off. Marazhai, what should we expect to find inside this? Maybe roll back. When is this? 5 minutes ago? Okay, so I just have to skip through the conversation and we'll be back to the same point. God, I hate Yurliat. The only reason I've got her in the party in the first place is I wanted to see her story. And I felt like I just accidentally closed myself off from it there. Alright, so it was an auto-save right before that loading screen.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Alright, Alright. We will save your kin, Yurliat. You have my word as rogue trader. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. She turns her face to you and nods with gratitude. Come along. Let us tear the Farseer's lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. As for the webway gate the Arbenian mentioned, for it to open before you and let you into the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Yurliat's brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Kamarok Forest, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Yurliat, what is the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them. Marazhai, what shall we expect to find inside the spire? Cabalites, witches, incubi, at Eurymerus' side. He pauses for a moment, an expression of concern flashing across his pale features. That is all. Venture into the depths of the spire. The spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises seeping from the dark walls. Distant voices, footsteps, and screams of pain. Is there anything else over here before I go in?
Sings in my veins.
Yup. No goods. Wait, what? What just happened?
What is that?
What? Marazhai lightly leaps from the edge of the platform into the raider and begins inspecting it from the inside. Okay, so the raider is this little vessel. You hear clicking and hissing as the Drukhari opens and closes various compartments, caches in the Skycraft's hull, accompanied by muttered Xenos cursing. After a minute, Marazhai bolts upright and freezes, clearly wrestling with his own irritation. A moment later, he cranes his neck to look down into the abyss beneath his feet. Come here, Mukluk. Take a look at this view. This sounds stupid. Walk over and look down. The chasm yawns endlessly below, the cyclopean spires of Camarog piercing upward out of the gloom. The details of these vast structures are hidden by the hazy gloaming. The many lights of the spire's terraces, which resemble marsh gas, are all that bring color to this bleak and awe-inspiring vista. The towering height takes your breath away and you almost swoon, and then a gentle shove at your back makes you lose your balance. The moments stretch into an eternity, your firm footing is swept out from under you, your heart stops beating entirely, the chasm below seems to rush up toward you, ready to swallow you whole. And then clawed fingers close around your wrist, halting your fall, but holding you suspended over the abyss. Marazhai's laughter rings with dark delight when he finally tugs you back into the raider. Terror! Unbridled, exquisite terror. Far more bite to it than the stale, predictable pain of torture victims. That burn in your chest, that tang in your mouth. Can you feel the blood roaring in your veins? Your heart battering out of a march of triumph? Life becomes more vivid when death can come at any moment, Mukluk. I will continue to remind you of that. Dude, what a jerk. Without giving you a chance to respond, he steps over the side of the raider and returns to the platform. The Tempest Cabalites have already picked the raider clean. That means that what I seek must be hidden somewhere in the spire, I think. I think it's in the torture chamber. Once inside, we must proceed through the first chambers directly ahead and turn left and come again. Come, I intend to claim what is mine. He just had a snack off scaring you? Yeah. So when I hold tab, this box, it highlights, but I can't click on it. I don't know what's going on there. The vast towers of Camarog spring up out of the darkness surrounding the spire at insane angles, violating all laws of physics and perspective.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Lord Xenos.
My success.
It seems the sinister device can be disabled if one can get past it.
Unworthy soul.
Oh nice, we just got like 1 million injuries. That's fantastic.
I suspect that fighting alongside humans is causing you certain difficulties, psychologically and tactically.
Asuriani are capable of adapting. You monkeys slow me down and slightly hinder me in combat, but it is tolerable.
Okay, so we got a room full of those traps that give you injuries every time they tap you for a single point of damage outside of combat. Never liked that system. Let's see. Okay, so we get an exemplar talent. These are the really strong ones. Get him the regen. He doesn't have it yet. There's a crit chance against targets of bleeding effect. Side by side, I guess. All right, Jay. Let's see. What did I get her last time? Firebrand we did last time. Okay. All damage dealt by the character is increased by 3% until the end of combat for every new enemy damaged by them this combat. That's pretty cool. When allies are given extra turns by the character, they do 15% more damage. This is an officer. She gives people extra turns, so that's not bad for her. Side by side. Alright. Marzipan. What did I give him? I gave him regen already. Know-it-all is a 3% bonus to armor, armor pen, dodge, dodge reduction, critical hit chance, critical damage, and parry chance. Let's just get that. Bolden by bloodshed. Sure, why not? Okay. And our Psyker. What do we want for you? What did I give him already? I gave him Flag Bearer. Okay, I guess I'll give him the regeneration perk. Let's see, Sacred Rituals. Still Mind. Psychic Barrage. A damaging psychic power on target self-sorry damage. Not line of sight and cover. When the Psyker is not in the line of sight, or if he's in cover, all resistance tests of the target have a -24 penalty. What difficulty is he playing on? What's up, Marchiono? What? Indeed. Hang on. The first time I played this game, I cleared it on hard mode, and this is my second playthrough, and I'm doing it again with the DLCs. And hard mode was kind of a slog, so I turned it down to daring. So I've cleared it on hard, and we're doing daring for this one. Let's see. Gave him regen. Let's give him know-it-all, just 3% bonus to everything. Wounded Beast. Ranged area and ranged burst attacks of the Archmilitant reduce weapon skill of enemies hit by 10 till end of combat does not stack. That would be something. Distract. Fire. Daring's kind of rough. How's everyone doing today? What's up, Kelly? Rico says, "I've been enjoying Guild Wars 2 story shorts." Thank you! It's great to see these short stories that were from the books are not easily found in the game. Keep these up, you're doing great with them. That is very kind of you to say. I appreciate the positive feedback. That means a lot. Yeah, if any of you are Guild Wars 2 fans and you haven't seen it, I had a new story video go up today. Let's say heavy gunner. Okay, none of this is like huge. I guess we'll do the cripple thing. All right, lastly, Yurliet. Let's see. Masterful Precision. Give her a regen. I like having everybody have that. I, for one, eagerly look forward to Muck's future in voice acting. Look. I do my best, okay? I do my best. I'm the rogue trainer. Send enemy with a single target attack reduces their armor. Honestly, this has to turn. Well, can I spam Octavine or is it daily? The one big reward container that you loot is daily, but you can still loot the like 30 treasure chests after you've finished Octavine every 2 hours. As long as you participate in the event, they'll reset. It's a special meta. Perfect opening. Gain a chance based on lethality to do 5% more of target's max wounds, more damage when hitting an opening. Sure. Alright. Same with Shot Garant. No. Shot Garant is the usual setup. I don't think it will allow that. Who is that? Okay, that's her.
You interrupted my thoughts. Oh, too hard for a simple monkey.
Okay, wow, rude.
They will see.
Let's see, good.
Oh,
Got some cargo.
They all will see.
Speaking of yours too, I was thinking about Gale Shot. I think it may be a little more fun than I originally expected. I think it will allow Rangers to bring more support weapons like maces and staff and still have good damage with Gale Bow. Yeah, so to be clear, the Gale Shot itself, it's not going to be a healer. It has nothing in its kit that's going to help with healing. It will... hold on. Who is that? That's your
I align my path with yours, for now. I have learned much in my exile.
You can do DPS or quickness DPS with it based on what we've seen so far, unless they change something. But yeah, if you're like an open world and you wanted to bring maces or something, yeah, you absolutely could do that.
My success was inevitable.
Does that turn that off? Okay, it seems to be done.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
65%.
For a simple monkey.
Wait, is there another trap? Yeah, there is another trap.
A trivial task.
Alright, Farseer. Who is laying the wrong way. I'm guessing Yurliet is going to be involved in this conversation. Obviously not as much as Untamed or Druid, but still have some interesting ways to bring some support and maybe keep decent DPS. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, in open world, the maces are awesome, right? They give you like a little bit of support in like 10 different categories while you're doing your own thing. But like, for example, if you're a DPS in a group and you're like splashing regen around, that's going to get overwritten by the healer's regen, which has higher healing power. Like there's certain forms of support that are helpful in a group setting and some that are less so. I may be out and out, but lately I've been enjoying doing world bosses on my druid. I don't know, I get a kick out of pick up everyone. Oh yeah, dude, I have so many clips of that. I've got 2 videos on YouTube of like Glyph of the Stars montages, and it's mostly open world stuff. Kaitan, my son. The Eldari's Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You have seen abject creatures like this before, stitched together from several bodies. Their miserable existence serves but to satisfy their homunculus master's morbid interest in perversions of the flesh. And yet, this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Eldari turns its unseeing gaze toward you. Oh my god, is this all her missing people stitched together? Its eyes have been crudely sewn shut. You have come, my son. A woman's ghostly whisper escapes the cut-up lips, oozing pus and blood. Hold the line. Don't let the corruption spread further. A commanding shout comes with a cough from inside the ripped open thorax, where 3 hearts are beating inside a single ribcage, as in a prison of bone. I finished the statue, master. A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. We are all united in the shadow of the great tree, sister, until Kayla, Minsha, and Kane claims our hearts. Your elucidator discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. O Isha, mother of life, may your blessing protect the children of Asuryan from the abominations of bodily and spiritual torture. The Eldari's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. What are you? Forgive me, Kaitan. Ever since the founding of our craft world, I took upon myself the duty of caring for Krudarok's children, yet my own son. Oh, my Kaitan, why did your path have to take you so far from home? Today, Cain bloodied his hands again, with our blood and others. You must learn to accept your fears, to tame your anger. The ebullient, youthful laughter sounds entirely out of place in this dark place. Leonartha, my love, I dedicate my last statue to you. Don't cry. My path of the sculptor may be at its end, but I have a different path ahead of me. Will you walk it with me? Today we mourn those we've lost, our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters and parents and lovers whose souls the wind took. I doubt they can hear you. The homunculus' experiments have twisted more than their bodies. Their minds and souls have been remolded into something wrong. All of this is wrong. It must not be. The Eldari's usually calm voice is trembling, either with anger or fear. Awareness. Success. Besides the meticulously sutured limbs, the twin face with all sewn eyes shut, and the dissected thorax, you notice the faint gleam of steel strips soldered into the creature's neck, hands, and shins. The strange energy they emit reminds you of the technology behind the psi shackles used to retrain psychers in the Imperium. Persuasion 100%. Whoever you are, we have come for answers. Help us make sense of what happened to your world. Persuasion succeeded. The monstrosity takes its time as it turns its twin face, on which every eye has been sewn shut, toward you and slowly opens its female lips. A coarse Eldari voice breaks the momentary silence. What is this? A Monkey dares to speak to a Farseer. A woman's whisper from male lips interrupts. It hurts. It hurts. Kill us, please! The young voice shouts out of both the monstrosity's mouths, and you hear the 3 hearts beat faster in the creature's chest. Daughter of Asuryan, who has walked the path of the outcast, mercy! Grant us mercy! I came here hoping to find answers to my questions, but what do I see? Only the pain and suffering of those I failed to save. Those I abandoned when they needed me. Your presence on Kurdarok would hardly have changed anything. You most likely would be dead by now. You cannot know that. No one can. Yurliet shakes her head in sadness and turns to gaze to the motionless monstrosity. What am I to do with him, Alantok? I said I would go dogmatic when it came up as an option for this playthrough, but we don't have a dogmatic choice, so I'm gonna say you have been asked for mercy. Granted. Yurliet winces, then draws her weapon with resolve. You are right, Alantok. After everything that happened, I have no right to leave them like this. The shadow of she who thirsts is creeping ever closer upon their already twisted souls, but I will not allow her to devour what is left of them. The way the body's laying. Loot that body! They had a knife? Yo, they could have done this themselves. Why'd they make me do the dirty work? Research report. The thick stack of pages made of strange material has been hastily tied with a coarse piece of string. The pages are covered in sharp, uneven handwriting and have brown stains on them. Goal: several-fold increase in veil energy. Note: enhancing the veil connection will require merging the minds of 4 specimens. Note: 4 individuals, 2 male, 2 female, selected from among Kurdarok Farseers. Aside from their veil connection, the specimens have no common traits. Merging process expected to be fascinatingly painful. Stage 1. Hearts of 3 Eldari placed inside thorax of the 4th, the most resilient among them. Redundant original heart removed. Sorry, your heart's redundant. Other internal organs preserved, specimens conscious throughout surgeries. Stage 2. Despite blockers, the partial brain transplants were accompanied by several energy discharges, resulting in equipment damage. The potential is amazing. The integrated subject was punished by an intramuscular injection of acidic solution that erodes soft tissue from the inside. Yeah, so I was wondering if I took off those psyker bands, what was going to happen? And I was going to try it after the persuasion, but that just kind of ended the whole event. I'm guessing it would have been an explosion of magical chaos. Stage 3. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing significant physical and psycho-emotional distress as the Eldari minds are becoming aware of the situation. The energy discharges increases every time the blockers are eased or pain receptors are directly stimulated, confirming the expected result. In order to intensify the pain experience, the subject will be nourished by essences of its own torture. Stage 4. The Eldari consciousness are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious, the subject must continue to be saturated with its autogenic agony with added psychotranquilizer injections. Note: enhance the subject's physical suffering with internal bone tissue disintegration. After that, the notes become indecipherable. Oh, I missed picking it up. There we go.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Where's everybody walking? Kay Morag, what a strange feeling. Yurliet clutches her head and her eyes dart around the torture chamber. Kayla Mensha Kane, take my heart. Placed on a grim stone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one Regicide players use. Miniature figurines of Drukhari and Asuryani, skillfully fashioned out of onyx and wraithbone, are frozen in elegant poses opposite each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you think you are seeing fresh blood running from under the game pieces down into the small grooves carved onto the board. Yurliet, are you alright? Yurliet stares at the game board stunned. It seems she never heard your question. Quiet. Please stop. Stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit on the wind. Not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Either Xenos can have a nervous breakdown, or your pet Eldari is having a conversation with those game pieces right now, Shireen. I must confess I don't like either option. Perhaps she went completely crazy when she betrayed you, and it's time to free her from the torment of insanity. I wonder if spirit stones can be carved? Like, I wonder, like, when I did this area last time, I didn't have either of the space elves with me, so this is new content for me. I'm wondering if a spirit stone can be, like, carved into a game piece and she's seeing that or something? Yurliet, what is going on? I left Kruderok because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth since the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well, the mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I would prefer not to hear it, but I cannot. As clearly as I hear the melody of your soul's torment. But don't you dare! There's no need to blame me for what happened to you. Yurliet clenches her jaw and seems to stop breathing entirely. So, slap her. Enough! Intelligence succeeded. One of your Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? Though your words snap Yurliet back from her lapse of reason. How did you know? A Monkey is incapable of hearing the call of the immortal soul of a child of Asurian. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right, Alantok. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of the possible. For imprisoned within these game pieces, within this board designed for games that intrigues the mind, is the soul of a Farseer. We can take the Farseer to the ship and save at least what is left of her. Take her with us? I do not think I will be able to remain near it. The Farseer's soul demands vengeance, and my suffering is the due she wants to collect. Reconsider. Your wishes change faster than the wind. Well, you gave me new information. It looks like the Farseer put you through mental torment. What did she say? That I am a traitor and my path is paved with the bodies of my kin. That I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home. Since I heard the call of our dying ancestors but did not return in time, and that it should have been me in her place. Is she right? The pain and suffering have damaged the Farseer's mind. You could not have saved Kruderok alone. But I could have protected my home and met my end alongside the others. Yurliet's own words made her shudder as she stares at the flayed bodies of her brothers and sisters. Still, for as long as at least one child of Kruderok is alive, its memories will not vanish. And I am yet to reach the end of my path. The seed planted long ago is yet to grow and bring forth the flower of truth. Why would the Drukhari imprison a Farseer's soul in a board game? Why does the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on despair and suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings of unbending will, whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on this game board causes the Farseer nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece and is resurrected at the end of a game. Yurliet twists her mouth and averts her guilt-ridden gaze. You should end her suffering, Yurliet. I cannot. If you destroy an Asuryani's soul without applying a spirit stone, Silent Thresh's claws will reach out and tear that soul apart. So if I break the board, I send the soul to Slaanesh. If I take it with me, it tortures Yirliat. I guess just leave it. There's no helping the Farsian now. Shouldn't we direct our energy towards saving other possible survivors? Are you suggesting then that we abandon a living being to an eternity of suffering? That we leave it to rot in the Homunculus' laboratory, imprisoned in this form? You have shut down both the options I gave you. Even for a monkey, the cruelty seems excessive. No, I would rather end the poor soul's suffering myself. I just suggested that! From the bag at her belt, Yirliat takes out a spirit stone identical to the one she is wearing around her neck. You mucking had one in your pocket! Okay, so she's like, no, we can't kill it, it'll go to Slanesh, we don't have a spirit stone. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's leave it. She goes, no! And then she pulls out a spirit stone and does the first thing I suggested. What a punk. Okay. Alright, chat. We have made significant progress. We are going to save it here, and we will pick it up from here next time in Rogue Trader. I am out of time. Got a quick message from Mahuyo. He says, I do think Luminary in Guild Wars 2 looks interesting. The skills seem powerful, and hoping to test out heal support Luminary and watch how much stability I poop out and try heal Luminary in raids. I am also looking forward to seeing how Luminary does. I worry that its kit is a bit shallow because, you know, it's just got like, you know, what is it, it's not Shroud, but whatever. It's got the Shroud, which has 5 abilities, right? Firebrand has 15 abilities on its F1, F2, and F3 keys, you know? So it's got way less in its kit than Firebrand does in terms of number of abilities. So those abilities need to be really good to compensate. So we'll see how it turns out. But with that, chat, I am out of time for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I hope you had fun. A few plugs if you're new. Please hit that follow button if you are here on Twitch, or subscribe if you're here on YouTube. Here's links to both my YouTube channels if you want to see all the videos I make, and a special thank you to our dear patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support. I couldn't do it without their help, and there's a link to that in the chat if you are interested. With that, on the Twitch side of things, I'm going to raid someone just to support another creator. Let me see. Who is live right now? I actually do not know that many people who are live right now. Guess we'll raid Noxxi. We raided Noxxi yesterday, but Noxxi is often live when I go offline, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. See you guys over on the other side. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back tonight for Mutiny Monday, where, unless someone cancels on me, Flute Girl, and Nogdog will be continuing the Rift Breaker beta multiplayer event where we're trying to get to the new content. All right. See ya.